point.
Not when I joined up.
Tech issues.
I also didn't get a
Tech
SDM
issues.
notification.
Oh,
I also didn't get an
fantastic.
SDM notification.
Well,
Yeah.
then, I thought I hit the stream button, but apparently I did not. Okay, so now that that's all working, we're gonna be covering this story here.
There we go.
Transition. There we go. Everyone can see it now. Fantastic.
Here's the thing. I gotta say about this particular individual. Listen.
Yes.
For as many issues as this individual might possess, they understand the basic rules of grammar, punctuation, and have at least some grasp of narrative. Like, right, we're much further along the bar than we usually are on this show.
Well, that sounds promising.
Oh, it's not. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah. Hey, Sneaky.
Yes.
Can I make a suggestion for you to make to the person who shared this with you?
You certainly can.
Maybe don't allow anyone with the link to be able to edit the document.
Yeah, well.
Okay, hang on, guys. Nobody be a dick. All right, please. Nobody go in and just delete everything. You're not funny. You're just an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway.
All right. I don't know who Jackalope is. Don't you dare. Don't.
Anyway.
Do not make us fetch the hammer.
Animal things.
This is what it is. Is what it is.
Those change for every single person because of course.
Yes.
At least I can tell this isn't Cruel Ruin's newest AI masterpiece.
Oh, that is true. However, the good news is for this mysterious anonymous person who will not be named, is that there is a version history that can't be edited. That,
well, yes, but it's still a dick move.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
They would be able to revert any of the egregious changes that someone might make in this story. Filled to the brim with beastmen, forest goblins, and any other beast man has come to fear. Probably don't put beastman and then beastsman.
Yeah. Just change beast to creatures and you're done.
Yeah. It plays tricks on the mind and soul, luring those without strong hearts into the depths to feed its seemingly endless knowing hunger. Knowing hunger? Possibly gnawing hunger? Not gnawing, maybe?
Possibly?
Gnawing seems like a better guess.
Gnawing, yeah.
However, if there are men fit to conquer these forests, it would be the Middenlanders. Well, someone's masturbating furiously. Strong in heart, stubborn as the wolves of Ulrich, and unwavering in their desire to prove themselves. Unfortunately, thought Aldebert Lebleidowitz, he wasn't leading the Ulrichans.
I'll give him this. That is an appropriately Warhammer-ass name.
Yeah, Aldebert.
I mean...
Aldebert Leibowitz,
It's
really?
one of those names where I gotta figure out
That's
if
not
that
German.
is... I gotta figure out if I'm in 40k on a backwater world, or somewhere in Age of Sigmar.
True.
But also, the orcs would believe this person only lies. The orcs would believe this person only lies.
Obviously.
Just based on his name. Just because of his name.
The column of Imperial reinforcements had been marching for days through the forests of Drakewald, searching for a company of lumberjacks that had been missing from their last call-in for about a week, and the lumber company involved had gotten spooked after their personal forces had vanished in that same week. Some burgomeister had apparently been invested in the project and hired a whole slew of new guards, hence Albert's current issues. He'd been
I gotta be
dealing
honest.
with...
I don't think that would ever happen. It sounds to me like this is old world. The burgomeister would be like, guess they got eaten. Bye.
Pretty much.
Unless, of course, they weren't actually there to harvest lumber and were secretly using the whole thing as a cover for something else.
Sure. Is that what's going on, though?
Alternatively, you do have the very rare lord who's actually genuinely invested in the safety of their citizens. It's, rare.
Most of those don't exist in the Empire, unfortunately.
Don't lie.
They exist. It's,
I said most of them don't exist.
He'd been dealing
You
with
have
new
Marius.
bloods for a week now, and had to explain the finer details of his own crew and Imperial tactics on the regular. About half of the new recruits were from the Reichland, eager for adventure, while the other half had been a mix of cutthroats, criminals, insane idiots, and desperate men with debts to clear.
The other half's Australian.
Or idiots. I wouldn't say insane
Or Australian.
idiots. They don't exist here. I wouldn't say cutthroats, criminals, 2 words, and then desperate or the desperate.
The desperate and the insane would probably be better together just on its own.
Yeah. The Dockyard Blades, as his own personal company had started calling themselves, were a bunch of Albert's old mates from the army with a few random sailors they managed to string together for around 10 years now. In the beginning, it had been a glorified garrison post, but after the window tax riots had spilled into the surrounding... Of course, window tax, yes. The surrounding area, they'd taken work besides just guarding the harbor. They'd ventured into the Bloodpine Woods to clear forest goblin encampments, bandit groups, and even found and fought off a chaos cult, albeit a small one. His men weren't strangers to combat or working with irregulars. Not irregular units, but the troops he'd been basically saddled with were barely out of their proverbial swaddling cloths.
Congratulations, everyone. We've done more beta reading than Lulu v. Britannia has done their entire career as a beta reader.
True! One lord only lowered taxes because his wife called his bluff and rode through the streets naked. I believe it.
Yep. A spiteful woman? Yeah, they do that.
Yep.
Bit much for an excursion, eh, sir? Well, I thought they were newly hired guards. Are they newly hired guards, or are they an excursion?
Yes.
Yes.
Albert sighed, his exasperated tone of what is sigh, betraying his feelings towards the press-ganged newcomers. But you just previously said, like, only some of them were press-ganged.
Unless the reason he said "a sir" is to show he's one of the rougher press-ganged ones, I guess, but that doesn't really still make much sense.
Well, no, that'd be... Yeah, no, second in command. So, yeah, no. A, sir, is more a commiseration than...
Yeah, being rough and part of the desperate and insane.
Albert turned to his second in command, Vladimir Slikendorf, a man about 2 years younger, it should be 2 instead of 2, and too clever for his own good. He had met him in a tavern first, starting out. You are also... I mean, you're not committing the cardinal sin, but you're kind of committing the cardinal sin of... I am going to explain the backstory of every person as they show up in the story. I call it a cardinal sin.
If Valmir's not important to the story, I don't really need to know how
Yeah, if he's just gonna be there and, like, maybe he occasionally does something or shouts an order for the guy, I can understand introducing him. But, like, unless he's gonna be, key part of the story, I don't think we really need his whole fucking biography, He met him in a tavern first, starting out, having fisted him after a drinking contest gone sour. Then drinking with him the night after night after until night. They'd had party of sword arms ready, waiting to die any of the others. We're just gonna move on. The nightly band they'd managed to string together was stubborn enough to hold a line. The newcomers, on the other hand.
Okay, so
What?
that
Huh?
definitely needs to be ended. That needs to be ended with an ellipse.
Yeah.
Like, I know what they're wanting to do with that sentence. That needs to end with an ellipse, not a period.
Mm.
I feel like we're having a stroke, like this was written while the stroke was occurring.
Did AI write this?
No.
Because
That's
No,
why
AI
I
did
said we
not
know
write
it's
it.
not Cruel Ruins. That's why I said that we know it's not Cruel Ruins, because it has none of the really points of AI on it.
Yeah.
okay, so this is entirely natural stupidity, not
Yes.
artificial stupidity.
I would like to think an AI wouldn't screw up basic dialogue cues in the manner this has so far.
Oh yeah.
I have to, yes, there is nothing artificial about this stupidity.
Yeah.
I half expect the first set of recruits to run upon seeing an Ungor raise a fist full of shit in their general direction. Bunch of greenhorns that haven't even seen a goblin think they can fight a
Oh,
they haven't seen goblins think, or they haven't seen goblins and they think they can fight. Yeah, this is why punctuation is very important.
need
It
a
is
comma.
always the difference between helping your uncle
No,
jack
you-
off a
no,
horse and
you-
helping your uncle jack
Yeah.
off a horse.
No, you don't need a comma there. Like,
Honestly,
you
I
know,
would
it's
say
you
like
don't, you don't need a
a
comma
dash.
there, but I
You needed
Mm.
word though. Who haven't seen
no,
a
not
goblin
really.
that think.
Well, no, because in the full context of the sentence, this makes perfect sense. What they need to do is cut this comma out for a
Exclamation.
period. This is way too long.
No, I think no. So here's the thing, right? Is I think this is supposed to be an exclamation point. These bunch of greenhorns haven't even seen a goblin. They think they can fight a war.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is I think that's what the sentence structure is supposed to be. He's like,
Yeah.
these fucking idiots haven't even fought a fucking goblin, and they think they're marching
Yeah.
off to war.
Yeah, it should be like exclamation point after goblin, and then go something like, meanwhile, they think they can fight a war.
Well,
Or
no,
something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
okay,
Yeah.
if that's what the author wants out of that dialogue, sure.
Mm.
But grammatically and contextually, this sentence makes
Yeah.
sense. It's just way too long. Like he
Yeah.
needs to cut this comma out and put a period. And then I don't know, maybe get rid of the rest of this. And then this sentence right here by itself makes perfect sense. Unless the intent is for them to be emphasizing certain parts and raising his voice.
Yeah, I mean,
Haven't
yeah,
even seen a goblin. Think, Mark, think. How can they be adventurers?
You guys are suggesting two solutions. I'm suggesting
yeah. Well,
another
no,
two
right, but
that all would work. but
right,
I
yeah,
don't know
all
if
of
the
these
author wants-
suggestions can work. My
I
suggestions
don't know
are
if the
just
author
specifically
wants.
built off of the idea that goblin and think need to be separated in some
Yeah.
way, whether that's with an exclamation point or a
No,
dash or
I
comma
I
or
don't
something.
think they need to be. I really don't. I think what would help, maybe italicized goblin for emphasis instead.
Yeah,
Mm.
And italicized think,
Like-
not
like I
goblin.
said,
like I
there's a-
said, something that separates
To
goblin
separate,
from
yeah.
think, so it's easier to understand what the point of the sentence is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just needs some sort of distance or separation.
Yeah, we need some differentiation.
We've got like 6 different solutions that'll fix this entire.
Yeah.
And all of these solutions are completely
With
dependent
dialogue.
on how he actually wants to state. And this is what I'm always talking about when I'm
Mm.
talking about at the little bits help you. This is what I'm saying is like, in this instance, this would be a great way to tell the audience how the character thinks and feels without needing to say, he exclaimed. shouted loudly, you just put a fucking exclamation point in. Or if he's gesturing a bunch, or he's exasperated, instead of just saying he exasperatedly said, you structure the sentences in ways that someone who is exasperated would be talking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know what the character is supposed to be feeling.
It just
when we
means
currently
exasperation.
structured This.
What did the author mean by making the curtains blue?
Curtains are blue.
I
It
think
was
it's
a
like blue
critique
curtains.
on
Actually,
modern
it meant his
expressionism.
allegiance to Zinch.
In a Warhammer novel, that wouldn't surprise me. As a twist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, they're like, what do you mean, Old Man Jenkins is a follower of Zinch? Did you never find it weird that his entire interior was just different shades of blue? I thought he just liked blue.
It's blue. It's a color. He just likes blue, man.
Yeah, it would honestly be like some sort of like Sherlock Holmes Inquisitor sort of scene of just like, how did you know he was a Zinch supporter this whole time? Well, it was clear to me. When we came in, the curtains to the left were blue, which clearly signaled
curtains to
his
the right were
allegiance
also
to
blue.
Zinch. The curtains
How
to
can
the
you-
right were, however, open, and they were gold, signaling he was no longer letting the Emperor cover his walls, which meant...
Jesus!
I want this to be a short collection of short stories following
Yeah.
Conan Doyle's writing style. And I want it to be that the Inquisitor, despite how nonsensical it is, every explanation is correct. No matter how nonsensical.
I was gonna say the other way you could roll it is he's actually completely wrong. He is just making shit up on the spot, but he's still getting to the right answer by the end.
And like the one mark against him is that one time it wasn't a Zinch cult he'd taken down, it was a Slanesh. And they were very offended that he's confused them like that.
Local schizophrenic versus god schizophrenic.
God Emperor, strongest schizo.
There are a lot of people on that list.
True. Yeah.
Far too many.
The anchorite.
That's strongest.
The anchorite.
the god emperor's strongest schizo.
Gets told that the emperor is not a god, continues to believe the emperor is a god.
See, the best part is that he turned away from chaos because he saw them losing on one battle, and he was like, "Oh, this is obviously just a test from the God Emperor, who is obviously a god, and he was testing us, and we failed. So obviously, the correct answer is to surrender." And it's like, what?
You know that story has to be followed up with an Inquisitor who's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'll take it. Welcome to the retinue.
Actually, he was then imprisoned for about 10,000 years.
And then his traitor legion tried to break him out.
And they were like, "Hey, brother, we're here to rescue you." And he's like, "I do not need to be rescued, for I have already been saved by the light of the God Emperor." And even his traitor brothers were like, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking about?"
He also calls them all boys, which is hilarious.
And they're like, "Okay,
Yes, I am
you're
10,000
insane.
years old.
We have to go. Okay. You're the best part was is that entire fight they tried to take him alive because I guess they were just like, okay, look, he's clearly insane. If we just rescue him and take him back to the Chaos guys, we can just really figure out what's going on and why he's walking around acting like a priest." Turns out, by the way, to anyone not aware, the anchorite pretty much wrote the entirety of the imperial religion while he was schizoing out in a jail cell.
Oh no.
Alright. Okay. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I've heard of worse out of 40k.
Anyway, yeah, that's it is what it is. Yeah. But
That's ridiculous.
yes. Lemire snorted. We've only lost, what, 40 out of a 400 able-bodied men to desertion? We'll be just fine. Just
That is
don't
a
pace out in
10%
front of the...
desertion rate. What do you mean that's fine?
10%. But yeah.
That's a big desertion rate.
It's a decimation.
Yes.
Literally.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it again, I think it'd be really funny if the schizophrenic inquisitor who is rooting out all these chaos cults proceed to cause the chaos cultists to start, like, having their own paranoid delusions about what he's saying, where he's like, well, you see, you picked the knife first when you went to eat, which clearly means that you worship corn. And the guy's like, no, it's because I had to stabilize the... Did I pick up the knife because I'm a
cut my
corn
steak,
worshiper?
bro.
And, like, he just makes the chaos cultists start just, like, doubting themselves of, like, wait, did I do that because I was... No, but I've always liked that thing.
All right, so I've been
follow
eating
this
this entire
Have I
time,
been a
but so
good
far it's
one?
been pretty funny.
Yes. My whole life is a lie. Did I pick out the blue curtains because I worship Zeech? No, I sent a servant to go buy those curtains for me. Why did he buy blue ones? Was that a Zeech plot?
Was this a sign?
Is this all a Zeech plot?
The worst part is that because of how they've written Zinch, it could be. That's the
Yep.
worst part.
Some next cultist would be like, yeah, I just did it for pleasure.
You...
This Lanesh cultist. I did it for giant tits. Oh.
Anyway.
Fair.
He grinned behind his mustache. His yellowing teeth not helping the amount of shit he was eating with that grin of his.
Ugh.
I mean,
Yeah.
We did
Look, I know the
yeah.
Empire isn't keen on dentistry, but they did have some.
No, he was clearly British.
He's British, eh?
No, there are actual. There are the discount.
I'm aware Albion
British friends.
exists.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yes.
Oh, he's space British.
Oh,
No,
no,
Albion.
it's the space British. Well, you know what happens after the space British?
Space Irish.
Space Australians will be showing up shortly.
Yep.
Crikey, mate.
I'm pretty sure we just call those catachans at this point.
You gotta watch
Yeah,
out for those
yeah.
space drop bears.
Oh man, I'm serious. If
Space
you
bingo
look
got
at
you,
some
baby.
crap that's on the catachan
Got your space, baby.
Oh yeah, no. There's so many awful things on Catachan.
Oh, was it? There's a toad that if it's startled, it could take out a 1 mile radius around it just by exploding.
Not
Nice.
my death
I'm
worm,
sorry,
not my
what?
problem.
And just a reminder,
We should
the
pet it.
Catachan-
We should pet
the
it and
Catachan
domesticate
Devil. No, you should not. You should not try to domesticate anything from that world. Just a reminder, Catachan was such a hellhole. The hive mind arrived, said, "Nah, fuck this, I'm out," and left some of its creatures to become feral.
That's
Yep.
fair.
The
There
Catachan
are-
Devil is just a feral Tyranids. That's been confirmed.
Oh,
Catachan is such an awful world. The Tyranids that were there went native.
Wow.
Also, Trazen is such an ass. He used Catachan
Yes.
Devil for a prank against Orican, and that was hilarious.
Oh
Him
no, it was
Base.
Gene Stealers actually was what he used as the
No.
prank.
No, it was Catachan Devils for certain.
Was it? I
'Cause
could have
they-
sworn it
yeah,
was
they-
Gene
they-
Stealers.
No, Gene Stealers were a major plot point on another world when the Tyranids were
That's
first
right.
starting to encroach.
That's right.
Apparently, a phrase that is used by people is "not my Catachan deathworm, not my fight."
What?
That's
Huh?
supposedly a phrase someone was insisting was used in the 40k verse.
That sounds like bullshit.
Okay, to be fair, this sounds like something that could have come out of like the early 2000s 40k supplemental stuff.
Possibly.
Now,
were
whether or not that's true, I don't know.
they were
I'm
very
barely
focused
scratching
on
the
making it a
surface.
thing.
I think they're just trying to gaslight people.
Yeah.
That's entirely possible.
Listen, if I was gonna use anything for wrangling a bunch of uncooperative, annoying things in the 40k universe,
Oh,
I
no,
would
no, no,
either
no,
say-
no, no. It was not for wrangling uncooperative things. It was for not doing something that is going to ultimately be a Pyrrhic struggle or a loss. As they said.
Oh, I would say not my Kriegsman, not my Vrax.
Not my Vrax. And then you get executed by your local commissar.
I mean, yes, but
And then you get executed by your local Kriegsman.
Oh, you get executed
Oh,
twice.
Yes.
The Krieg are, I think the Krieg are the lamest of the Death Worlders after listening to one of each of the big three Death Worlder books.
Yeah, more or less.
oh yeah,
I
the
mean,
Krieg are just
they're
the most boring.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they had the popularity they do, aside from Ha Ha Shovel Funny,
Haha,
That's
Shovel
literally
Funny is
it.
pretty much it, yeah.
because
Yeah.
their only real in-universe gimmick is everything is an asset. So if you pledge to help them in their fight, congratulations, you're now an asset.
Holy shit.
I don't
And
think I want to be
we-
their asset.
You
No,
don't.
you don't.
Their idea of an asset is you fight until you die, and you better
Yeah,
meet
I
your
don't wanna
death
be their
without
asset.
trouble.
I'm just gonna post that in news, and we're just gonna not pay attention to that.
Yeah, it's yeah, no, Krieg is like, listen, there are so many more interesting death worlds in the Warhammer 40k universe. Like, even Valhalla is more interesting, and that's a ball of frozen ice.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, don't talk about it, son.
Yeah, just don't talk about it.
He grinned
Okay.
behind his mustache. His mount seemed to whine in agreement, carrying the
Winnie,
spindly
Winnie.
quartermaster.
I noted that, yes.
Along with far more grace than Albert's warhorse. What the fuck was it doing? Cantering?
Yes.
Worst case scenario, you could always just glare at them like always. People always seem to use them always a lot. Always seem to listen when the biggest bastard they ever seen is barking at them with the fury of a pissed off Northman. So first off, calling someone a bastard in any time period besides before the 1900s is a quick way to be shot or stabbed.
Yeah. Not the same meaning. Not even
No.
remotely.
Especially when it's the person leading you. Now, it'd be one thing if you were insinuating that the peasant next to you was not of noble blood, and instead
Sure.
merely a result of infidelity. But when you are insinuating that someone is not of noble blood when their entire culture and
Oh,
existence is based off of that.
well, actually, he um, the next paragraph talks about how the orphanage caretaker took him in, so he technically is
Yeah,
a bastard. He's unknown lineage.
yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, what? Fair enough. But
I see.
still, it's not.
I don't think that's what they meant. They just happened
Yeah.
to stumble into the appropriate usage of the word rather than the modern slang.
It's still it's like it's like, you know what it is? It's in modern day. You know, like even if you're good friends with someone, you're not gonna be like, dude, your mom's a whore.
Yeah.
Even if she is actually a whore, you're not just gonna, yeah, dude, your mom's a whore. You're not gonna just drop that on your friend, unless you're talking factually about a factual scenario of like how many dicks she sucked or something. But-
Either that, or it's like, I
See you,
have
Greg.
many things to tell you,
Yeah.
and this will test our friendship.
First off, I got some bad news for you.
Second of all, good
It's about your
news.
mother.
You're going to be a brother.
No. Maybe you should lead with that. First off, you're going to be a brother. Bad news, your mother. Well,
Bad news, your mother is spry.
Bendy.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Point being though is that even then, it's like culturally, it's still like you don't really drop that on someone.
Yeah.
You try to be
It's
tactful.
honestly going up to an orphan and being like, "You're a bastard." It's like basically going up to an orphan and being like, "Ha ha, you don't have parents."
I mean, yeah.
It's like-
I would say, actually, no, it's probably worse because one of them's like, haha, your parents died. The other one's like, haha, your parents hated you so much they left you in an orphanage because you shouldn't exist.
Yeah, that's fair, but still, point being, it's just like, yeah, I understand
no.
the stigma around bastard has been reduced in the modern day, so I get why a lot of people end up using it in a lot of medieval fantasy stories.
Yeah,
But
I would just say, like,
I will point it out since we're here.
the only time you should really come up would be if someone's going like, well, you're a big bastard, aren't you? And they're deliberately trying
Yes.
to start something.
Yeah. Also, calling someone a Northman, correct me if I'm wrong, but Northmen is specifically the Chaos Barbarians. Or, well, potential Chaos Barbarians.
Yeah, so I have read that they cover that they cover that very soon after.
'Kay.
The author.
Albert gave a grunt of agreement. He knew he wasn't the prettiest specimen. No one brought up his looks before this?
I believe our dear author has confused an inner voice issue with an outer voice issue. The character was thinking to himself, perhaps they meant to have their companion call them an ugly bastard.
Maybe, yeah. Red hair and always a bit larger than his peers. He had always been the lingering feeling in the back of his mind that the orphanage caretaker had found him in the woods instead of on the front doorstep. Northman's spawn had been whispered a few times, and in his youth, anyone that openly called him one received a knife scar or worse. Ah, yes, the good old classic. You're a violent barbarian. I'm a violent barbarian. I'm gonna stab you now. That'll show him.
I mean, in fairness, if it's call me a violent barbarian again and I'll stab you, well.
That kind of proves my point.
How about
bud.
I prove that statement of yours? That'll show you.
Right?
Oh dear.
No, I will say that
your mouth.
that did happen one time in high school, where someone was calling me a couple of names, and I did tell them that if they kept insinuating things about me, I would give them some truth to say about me real soon. They picked up what I was putting down and stopped.
How uncommonly intelligent of them.
Right?
Well, this was after I had put someone in the hospital. So, yeah.
They had a previous example to go by.
There was a previous example to go by. Which was not subtle, by the way. Like, they had to call in an ambulance and everything and cart him out on a stretcher.
Sneaky is the
Woo,
walking
damn.
definition of call an ambulance, but not for me.
It really was a moment of that. Dude was like fucking 5 inches on me.
5 inches doesn't matter when you do what you did with that table.
What, bash my own head against it?
No, bash their
Tabled
head
this
against it.
discussion.
No, I didn't bash their head. Well, I mean, I sort of bashed their head against it, but not intentionally. I just punched them so hard it bashed their head against it.
Ah, yes, the old twofer.
Yeah, well, you know.
No, he
You
didn't
know-
get any teeth out of it.
I thought I was particularly inspired with that whole thing, where I tapped their shoulder and then proceed to punch them in the face. I thought that was great. I don't remember the rest of the fight, though, so. I mean, it worked, so, you know. I'll take it.
If it works and you don't remember it, did it still work?
I mean,
Yes.
everyone around me said it worked, so I'll take it. Anyway. Let's see here. Let's see. He himself hadn't fared much better than his fellows in that regard, with scars across his face and body, only hidden by the beard he'd grown and the plate he wore on campaign. The plate was required as an imperial officer. Pointless instruction to the narrative. The beard had been a suggestion from Vladimir to be more attractive to women. Not mentioning that the majority were dwarf women had earned him a week on latrine duty.
Why do you still have the beard then, sir? Unless you're trying to indicate to us that you are a dwarf fucker.
I'm kind of really confused here because the beards are attractive to women in general.
Yes. Yes.
I was gonna say, we know, look, it definitely works in the Empire because all of those Empire lords would not be having those beards if that was the case.
True. The fact that he even mentioned Northmen to him proved their bond as brothers. Not really. So here's the thing, right? The character saying to anyone with in-universe knowledge of the story they're reading. So you have to assume, right? So say if you're going to use Naruto terminology in a Naruto story, you're going to assume typically people who have read Naruto are going to be reading your Naruto story. And, you know, same thing for this. If you're going to use Warhammer terminology on your Warhammer story, you're typically going to assume that people who read Warhammer are going to know what you're saying when you're saying it in your Warhammer story. What all this means is post hoc explaining why it wasn't bad is terrible narrative. Having the character be like, Grunt, I'd punch her right now if it wasn't for all the shit we've been through. And then the other guy being
you've
like,
been through shit, that's why you punch him.
yes. And then when he gets closer to like pat you on the back, then you punch him. But
I mean, you could even be like, the only reason you're not getting stabbed is because of what we've been through, and then you
The
punch
only
him in
reason
the
why you're
face.
not getting stabbed is because I don't want it to be 41 men missing.
Oh, hey, that's a good one.
Fair.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But yeah, just throwing something in there of an interaction between the characters is way better than this fucking wall of text explanation breakdown as to why all of the things that the guy said to him were technically insulting, but actually they weren't insulting to him specifically because of the bond between the two individuals. It's like, don't fucking sit here explaining this to me. Show it. Make the characters interact. Show off their personalities. Don't tell me he's exasperated. Show me he's exasperated. Show me their personalities through their actions and words, not fucking dumping a backstory on me.
So real.
Oh, we're just getting to the part where the Norwegians get invaded by Sweden.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
Well, maybe we'll kill their king like we did last time.
That's true.
Headshot, baby. Kaboom.
What the hell?
If only we could have dealt with. If only I could have dealt with Archeon in that manner.
I suppose. You know.
Yeah.
Wait, what? To escape from a crocodile smuggled on board the plane?
Ah, yeah.
What?
Most safe
What?
African flight.
Oh,
What?
wait. Hold on.
2010 failure let L410 crash. Airplane crash in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Apparently, the crash was because all the passengers rushed to the front of the plane to escape from a crocodile smuggled on board.
I mean, I
Holy
can't blame
fuck.
them for that.
Yeah.
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 I really want to know how they managed to keep the crocodile hidden for the entire flight, though.
It was a purse
pretty sure
crocodile.
They put it. It was in their
White.
crocodile pocket.
Ah,
It was actually on final approach, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
curious.
Yeah. Did they put it in like the bathroom the whole time or something?
Could be.
Maybe. Or like
They s-
drugged up and passed out in a bag and then woke up
They,
at the
s-
end.
they stored it in the
Yeah.
overhead luggage. Yeah.
This is my alligator bag, they said.
It's a very realistic bag, you know. You just skinned it, put something
Like I
inside.
promise, it's just a pair of boots. It's a pair of boots. That's all.
Little Louis Vuitton purse, bro.
He looked behind at the ad hoc column marching through the dark wood. 2,000 strong, the Imperial units in front, mercenaries in the middle, and artillery and cavalry to the rear. The Imperials were a mix of veterans and greenhorns.
Is it
veterans.
ad hoc if you've got 2,000?
Is
No,
it ad
it's
hoc if
not.
you have a main military unit? I mean, that's basically just a Roman legion with auxiliaries.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ad hoc would be if it's just a bunch of fucking villagers you picked up along the way, armed with torches and pitchforks and spears.
I will say the only unrealistic thing here is them allowing the mercenaries to not be in the front. Pretty much
Right?
every
Those will be in the front.
yeah, pretty much every deployment of mercenaries ever was always mercenaries first.
Well, there were
By
two places
the
for
wording
mercenaries.
of ad hoc's definition, like, it's not technically wrong. Like,
But it's technically wrong.
when necessary or needed. Or
Yes.
made or done for a particular purpose as necessary. So, like,
But
an ad hoc mix of whatever soldier mix you have here, technically, Would I use it in
Yes,
this
but
way?
it's
No.
not actually an ad hoc mix, though, because that's actually a very normal deployment of soldiers as mercenaries,
Yeah.
new bloods, veterans, artillery in the back with cavalry. Like, that's totally normal.
Yeah, but the point
Yeah.
is kind of ad hoc doesn't mean it's strange or abnormal. It just means it's done on a necessity basis.
Yeah, but there's no necessity for this.
Well,
So
I don't know.
you weren't here for
I've
the
read
beginning of it,
literally
but
10
this is
words. Yeah.
some dude sending these guys out because, I guess I need to investigate this, but like, he doesn't really have to. He could just let the people in the woods be lost in the woods.
Whoosh.
That's fair.
The veterans keeping the new blood in line and in good shape with a mixture of confidence, dirty jokes, and reaming and warning of what would happen if they tried to run with mixed results. The mercenaries were a mix of Marienburg paymasters and proud dwarves. Why?
Okay, I want to be clear. I understand that the individual who was using the word ream here was using it in the sense of yelling at people.
He's
However,
using the word rearming, not reaming.
Well, I mean, they might have been doing both. It is an army in that time period.
That's very Slaneshi of you.
Yes.
It's fine. Of course, he's Slanesh.
The dwarf. How do you misspell dwarves? If you're gonna use the wrong spelling of dwarves, at least say Dawi. Like if you're.
Huh?
no, he can't use Dawi now. They did copyright that.
Yeah, but this is.
Fuck's a Dawi?
Yeah, but he's writing for Warhammer.
Right, but Games Workshop sues everybody. Like,
They sue people who write their own fan fiction for them.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's Dawi or dwarves, not dwarfses. Dwarfses.
They're dwarfs. D-O-R-F-S.
Dwarfs.
There we go. Problem solved.
Yeah, or dwarfs. True.
Dwarf. That's a good one.
So let me get this straight. You're muscly, short people who like to live in mountains and mine for metal. Yep.
Yep.
And you have long beards. Yep. And you said your race was dwarf.
Dwarf.
Not
Dwarf, lad.
dwarf? No, we're not dwarves. We're dwarfs. Uh-huh.
They're not dwarfs, lad. That makes it sound like you're a full man and I'm nothing but a half man. And buddy, let me tell you, I'm more than 3 men below the belt.
Wide?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway. The dwarfs were much like the Imperial Company, a mix of veteran and younglings, but much more organized given that they were dwarves.
Younglings?
Younglings?
Are they Jedi?
Yes.
if you're gonna say that, you need to say beardlings.
Like, yeah, you would
say.
think that such a person who is so invested in Warhammer lore would know this.
Specifically, someone who's so invested in the dwarves. Of course. Well, no, you know what? I guess that's
writing this up a wiki dive.
You know what? This person's getting so much wrong. I might think they're more invested in chorfs than dwarfs.
You know what? I think they're actually invested in ogres.
Chaos dwarf.
I think their favorite faction is ogres, personally.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just not orcs.
Definitely not orcs.
They hate orcs.
They definitely don't main orcs in 40k.
No, they hate orcs.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
We don't need a name once we get through with this.
Indeed.
Are they in the stream with us now?
No. This is not a seance.
They conducted themselves mostly inside your asshole, with a supply caravan alongside paymasters, servants, and most importantly, the artillery. Mercenary regiments like his most mercenary regiments like his had an odd relationship with the artillery. On one hand, they often had enough money for the maintenance of a single cannon, and even then it was usually either on loan or from the army they signed up with, typically returned in less than perfect fashion.
Yes.
It was an ordeal before to commission some, but now they had 4 bloody crews! Oh, that's right, apparently they're British now! And you said I was wrong calling him British earlier.
He's
Oi,
from
mate,
the
they're
Empire. He's
British
supposed to be
dwarfs.
fake German.
Yeah, well, he's
They're
bloody.
British dwarfs. Bloody
We're not talking about the dwarfs. We're talking about the mercenaries now.
Oh,
Keep up.
mercenaries. I'm sorry. Well, Sneaky. He might be a bloody I'm sorry, a bloody bastard, sir.
Silence.
Nobody liked that.
Notice how no one laughed. You didn't even laugh at your own joke. You laughed at people getting irritated at you.
Yes.
At least I laugh at my own jokes.
Oh.
Thank God that fat walrus. What God?
The Emperor.
Are we thanking Sigmar? Are we thanking?
Why lowercase? Is he chaos cultist?
Oh yeah. No, I'm pretty sure they. No, I'm pretty sure they still capitalize.
I was more making fun of him that he's lowercasing the non-chaos gods.
I'm aware.
Thank God that fat walrus had 2 brain cells. Do they even know about brain cells?
They
Why would they know that?
definitely do not.
They definitely
Wait,
do
is
not.
this 30K or 40K?
This is Warhammer
This is
Fantasy.
No, it's 40K, bro. Trust, believe.
It's
No.
definitely 40K. Yeah, totally.
Hey,
Well, who knows? Maybe they crossed the 2 over.
the Emperor's finest mercenaries walking through the forest, bro. So true.
Fair.
That's basically how every story starts, don't you know?
Real and true.
I guess. I mean, I need to know this if I'm
No.
going to write the story. People keep
Also,
telling me to
I
write.
are there horses in 40K?
Yes.
There's a lot of
there-
horses.
There is very specifically the Imperial Guard Rough Riders. They
Yeah.
ride
But
horses.
sign specifically, I
things.
will shank you. I will drive down to Louisiana and personally shank you if you write anything besides Rogue Trader Tanya.
But
If you
Tanya as an orc, Sneaky.
Okay,
She'd be with the
Wait,
boys.
wait, I'm
Tanya
sorry.
Orc
Is that
was
what
pretty
people are
funny.
trying to get you to write?
That's what the latest one wanted.
Okay.
no,
Fine.
the
Oh my
latest
God.
one. No, latest one was female Primarch Tanya.
Mm.
No. The latest
that's
one somebody tried to
stupid.
commission me for
Yes,
was Tanya reborn as an orc.
Okay.
yes.
That's stupid. Sneaky's
I-
got the right
I
idea.
told him
Tanya as a
no.
rogue trader would be horrifying.
Oh, it would be really funny.
This is
So
your get out of
I-
jail for this is your get out of jail forever card.
yeah, so here's the
gave it
thing,
to
right?
Tanya.
Is I actually explained how both of them could happen and how both could be funny. Obviously, the Rogue Trader would be way more funny. But anyway, so Tanya as a Rogue Trader would be funny, specifically because the first arc would be Tanya thinking that the Rogue Trader was like some sort of... Yes? Okay, so
I think
you're
he was
just
coughing or something.
making noises. Okay, yeah.
just
Tanya as a
dying.
Rogue
I
Trader
sneezed.
in the... Okay. I thought you were like trying to say something. I was like, okay, yeah.
No, I
No.
sneezed. I'm sorry.
No,
But that was the
I
that's
had
the
to
smartest
mute
thing
my
you said
mic.
all day.
So Tanya as a Rogue Trader in the first arc would be funny
That was a
because
womanized sneeze.
the entire arc would just be Tanya not understanding what a rogue trader is to the people. Like, she would be told, oh, a rogue trader's job is this and this and this, and she would then also see, like, oh, well, I also have, like, people questioning everything, and she's jumping through all these fucking hoops to try and convince everyone that what she's doing is totally going to benefit whatever whatever
And
she
it's
thinks
totally
it's supposed to
perfectly
benefit,
legal.
and it's totally legal because of this law here and this law here. And then at the end of Arc 1, she finds out that actually if she just started acting like a fucking aristocrat, just saying like, yeah, we're just gonna do this now, everyone would be like, oh, thank God she's normal again.
Yeah, like, listen, the end of Arc 1 should be her actually going into her vessel's warrant chamber, reading, first of all, seeing the size of the warrant, second
Yeah.
of all, reading the warrant and going, wait a minute, I can actually just do whatever I want?
I don't have to justify any of this?
Like,
Oh!
the only,
Tell anyone and
only-
everyone to fuck off?
yeah, the only real restriction is joining chaos. That's literally the only restriction. Even then, someone's got to find out and be able to report it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
And
as a rogue trader, you have a
occasionally
lot of
they can get
influence to
away
make
with
sure they
using
can.
chaos stuff too.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
have
yeah,
a lot
but-
of money.
Yeah, but again, like, it's joining chaos that's the problem. Otherwise, you're probably fine. Probably.
Just fucking Tanya is just completely aware of all demons all the time. Just tells them to fuck off. Just assumes that, like, obviously, more being X, devotees or some shit, they're trying to trick me to do stuff. I'm gonna do the opposite of whatever they're trying to do. Tanya's greatest
Always do the
opponent at
opposite
some
of what
point
demons say.
is a Zinch demon.
Oh no, you know what?
Tanya.
You know what I think the best possible version of this would be for Big X would be? Big X would be like, you know what? I'm gonna send you to a universe where you actually need a deity's help. You will need my help at some point, and I will give it to you.
No,
only
I don't.
because of the universe I'm sending you to.
I don't think being X would allowingly allow Tanya to go into the Warhammer universe, specifically because he's, from everything we've been shown, he's frankly small fry.
Ah, fair.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Outside
I
of the time
said-
freezing, but
Like I said
I
in the
will say-
other,
it would be funny to have that be like random crackpot reasoning. And then he just gets mad as the Emperor's like, yo, that's a good find. Thanks. Get the fuck out.
Oh, what the fuck is the psychic emperor? What's his name? Inspiration or something? It's
I
just
have no
like
Psychic
idea what you're
Emperor.
talking about.
it's this mental shard of the emperor that appears to the
The
saints.
Star Child. Star Child.
Yeah, whatever it is. But yeah, like that's what finds Tanya, and it's like, look, I don't have that much power. However, we can use someone like you. Do you want me to get you away from being X? All right, fine, but what's it gonna cost? Nothing. You don't want me to worship you? God, no! Please do not worship me.
Don't you dare.
That would actually be kind of hilarious. Like,
Yo!
Tanya encountered a super powerful thing. Don't worship me. Okay, done.
Do not. Wait, what do you mean,
What?
do not? Listen. I'm telling you, for the sake of everyone involved, don't.
In
And
fact,
when you meet
don't
my
worship
son,
anyone. Don't worship anything.
and when you meet my giant blue son, tell him I told him so, and that Excel is still better than anything he's ever made.
Tanya finding out the Emperor is actually anti-religion fighting chaos gods. Tanya.
Yeah, I think Tanya would enjoy the ultimate atheist.
Oh, she
Sure,
would
yeah.
be so mad about what happened to the Imperium.
Okay. All right.
She would be so
we could have-
unbelievably ass mad.
We could have a crack fic fix fic where you insert Tanya shortly after the Primarchs have all been found and brought back. I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but she would not let Malcador get away with half the stupid shit he did after the Emperor put himself on the throne.
Who the
That was
fuck are
partially
you?
responsible
The
for-
Emperor's messenger shoots someone in the head. Everyone starts worshipping her.
Oh no.
Wait, that's illegal.
Tanya has one of the fucking dream sequences. You know, the whole campfire. You know, the mental shard of the Emperor sitting at it. She comes up to the campfire. They're worshipping me now. Sucks, doesn't it? Yep.
They're calling me a saint. Tanya's like, I'm explicitly telling them not to do it, and they're still doing it.
Yeah, I tried that
sucks,
one too.
doesn't it?
Sucks, doesn't it?
Now, just don't let them write a book. Ah, they already printed it.
Damn, that was bad.
I tried burning it, but that just made them want more.
Sneaky, I'm sorry, now all I can think of is, don't let them write a book. Some guy called Lorgar really wanted to. Oh boy, oh man. Can you I'm sorry. Now I really want Tanya
Tanya and the Emperor
going on
suffering
an
from success.
I want Tanya going on an incredibly angry rant at Conrad Kurz, just completely tearing the edgelord a new one.
So you're saying you're not one of his angels sent by us in our time of need to save us? Yes! But you regularly talk to him. Well, yes.
Yeah.
And you understand everything he's telling you.
Yeah.
Yes. And everything you've done has improved the Empire and saved humanity.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes, but
You are completely right, but I don't like where you're going with this.
And then, of course, just to kick it off, just to top it off, have her do the whole wing sprouty thing. Isn't that a thing they do in 40K?
Yes, yes.
When they get the
fully
halo
wings, yeah.
and the wings and
Yeah.
No. That's
heavily dependent.
that is exclusive to one very specific character.
Celestine, right?
Yeah,
Two
and
characters.
I promise you.
Sanguinus is another one.
Well,
technically. As far as
Sanguinius had the wings though. Like.
Yeah. No, I know, but it's two
Yes.
characters in 40K that had it. Theoretically, another saint could show up with it, but like there are two explicit versions.
Yeah,
and both are considered higher beings by most of the Imperium.
Yeah, let me put it this way: you don't want to try to steal Celestine's thunder.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
She is, for all intents and purposes, her own god at this point.
You are claiming you're your own person, yes! And you've resisted all 4 Chaos Gods completely to the point where they don't even try anymore.
Oh, no.
I don't like where you're going with this.
No. I gotta tell you, the Chaos Gods would just be like, holy shit, Fabius 2.0, I can't wait to break this one.
Why isn't she breaking?
Oh boy, a new
Why
joke.
does she keep taking her
Side.
toys?
I don't think you understand. They spent a little over 15,000 years before they cracked Fabius. They're not gonna go. They're not gonna go. Oh, she hasn't broken yet. They're gonna be like, this is just going to be more entertaining. And let me be clear, Fabius Bile is a man who had the cojones to look at the manifestation of Slanesh in the warp and go, you're not real, even as his mouth and eyes bled from looking at it.
Which is definitely a Tanya thing. That is
Oh,
definitely
definitely.
something Tanya
It's just
would do.
They
I am a
lose
god!
grades.
Gods
They-
don't have to tell
they-
you they're gods.
He is a
Yes.
pathetic little shit.
I've never
Yeah.
met a god who had to tell me he's a god.
Oh boy, another god who thinks they need to tell me that they're a god. Huh.
I haven't done this before.
Give
Yeah.
in to worship
Can
me
you
and I'll
stop
grant you
the
power. Wow, that's still like I haven't heard that one before either.
I just copied it. I just copied the excerpt from Reddit side, but yeah, that is
That's, you know what? That's actually
Never
a
heard of
fire
you.
response. I am the whetstone of desire, the asker of questions. Never heard of you.
Oh shit!
Damn.
That is not like I don't know who the hell you are.
again. He literally says you're not real because you can't think. You can't think, therefore you aren't. He says as his teeth are cracking and his mouth is bleeding.
Ooh.
The man sets off internal defibrillators as it tries to stop his heart.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is actually right about the "you ain't real" bit because I mean they can't think.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it takes a lot of stones to look at a thing that can make you die and go, you ain't shit.
I mean, that's how Tanya the Evil started.
I'm aware. That's why I'm saying she needs to beat. Oh, God.
Are you telling me you won't pray to me? Yes. Fuck you. Okay. Well.
Oh, boy.
Then I'll kill you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Rather than Tanya the Rogue Trader, if you want to get really edgelordy with it,
Tanya the Savior?
No, Tanya the New Man. To be clear, okay, Fabius Bile is a geneticist who is actually even better than the Emperor.
Yeah, he made the prime.
He made.
No, he's not better than the Emperor. He's on his way to being there, but like, the Emperor made the custodians, and so far, to my knowledge, Fabius hasn't made anything approaching the custodians.
He has specific. Okay, so first of all, he has explicitly made a clone of Fulgrim, which he then sold to Trazen.
Okay, sure, but again, like,
He has
unlocked
he
that perfect
explicitly
sequence.
made the new men who are warp resistant, and they don't need hexagrammatic wardings.
Okay, are the custodians not warp resistant?
Not without someone carving runes into their bones.
So there's two ways this story can go, and I think Tanya the Rogue Trader who just casually shrugs shit off would be funnier, not Tanya the Fix-It.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I said it would have to be a crack fic, and like,
Yeah.
it would have to. You can't go more than 50,000 words with something like that. You got to keep it short, sweet, and to the point.
Tanya and the Emperor bonding during the dream sequence. They don't even know what Excel is. I know. I had to teach them how to use an abacus last week. You'll have to teach them next week.
That is just the most threatening statement I've heard. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
That was
but
just the average IT help desk experience that just happened.
Tanya's
sounds
most
like the
fervent
most
goal in the
benign
Imperium
comment,
is
and
to
yet it's so
recreate
threatening.
Excel.
She's finding all of the heretics that she can.
If she explains what it does to Gilliman, he will greenlight that in an instant. That is logistic nerds wet dream.
We
And that's what
need
he
to
is.
remake Excel 2001. The
Specifically
Holy Grail
2001.
must be refound. I am on a quest
We found a
for the Holy Grail!
We are searching for the most valuable thing the Imperium has lost. The Microsoft Office Suite 2001.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once upon a time, it used to be good.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining. We found it at STC with Microsoft Office.
2021! No!
No!
Zeech chortling.
This is the Zinchian plot.
Surely it's fine.
No.
We found a copy of Windows to run it, but it's
Windows.
it's Windows
8.
8.
Windows 12. Vista.
Oh no!
No, Sneaky. Windows 128 Vista.
Oh.
No, Tanya the Rogue Trader could be funny because you could still put in the little cracky moments of dream sequence time. Because
Yeah.
fuck you. And it's just Tanya being like, completely normal thing is not occurring, Emperor. Yeah. I know. And more of that's going to occur. I said they had to be smarter with their rationing, and they killed half the crew.
Oh god!
That's a solution, I guess.
Emperor, they do that. They do that. I told them that we needed to preserve lives for the mission. They turned all the wounded into servitors.
I was about to say they put them in the stasis pods, but yeah, that works too, yeah. They made them all servitors.
Some of them only had broken toes.
Tanya, dead look at her eyes. Emperor, dead look at his eyes.
Oh god, Sneaky. Tanya sits down at the campfire. The Emperor's just giving her a hug. I know. I didn't tell him to do this. And she's just sitting there. I saw the cherub babies.
The Psalms
What?
don't stop. I know.
Oh, Sai!
I can hear them.
You don't know about the baby cherubs?
Oh no, Sign
What
doesn't
do
know
you-
about cherubim. Oh no.
what?
What do you mean?
Oh, what are the? Oh, fuck! What are they called again?
Lying-
What's the
they're-
actual name for them?
It's
They're
aborted
literally
babies turned
cherubim.
into servitors that fly.
The
Predator
fuck you
terrifying.
say?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, no, here, sign.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Sign. I'm gonna link this. I want you to look at.
What
That's-
the
that's from a
actual
mini.
shit?
I want you to. I defy anyone to look at this and tell me that this is not chaos.
Yeah, that's chaos.
No,
is
no, it's
terrifying.
not. That's the Imperium.
We're not chaos
Sure.
cultists! Now help me shine these skulls from our slain enemies. For the God Emperor, of course.
For the
Yes,
God
help me
Emperor,
mount
all things are fine.
mount these wings on this aborted baby. Yes. Okay.
Holy
that sounds
shit,
like
I
a-
No,
just
Sai, it's
killed-
very specifically not aborted.
I just killed
Wow.
the strongest French
That's
mime in the
almost
game
worse.
while fucking laughing at you guys. Holy shit, that was annoying.
No, the only redeeming part of this is that like the very bottom of the thing where it's like outside of the nobles and the ecclesiarchy, everybody's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, I still think in terms of the most money of stuff I haven't seen before that you would be able to continue for a very long time, Tanya the Rogue Trader is very much up there, and it's honestly, it's the job Tanya's been pursuing this whole time. It's human resources, economics, with barely any oversight.
That sounds perfect for her, and she gets to shoot people.
Yeah, and
They
she
get
gets to
praised
shoot
for it.
people. Yeah.
No, here's the thing. The best part is she would be trying to be the fat rogue trader that sits in the chair, and she just constantly has to get involved. Just constantly. Fine.
Why are you
Fine.
mismanaging
I
this?
will fix this. And then I'm staying in my chair. 3 weeks later.
Rogue Trader, what are you doing here? Fixing things! Bang! Everyone knows how stressed the Rogue Trader is, so they never bring any situations to her. She doesn't kill them if they fail, so they feel really bad about getting her involved.
Oh man. Can you imagine how pissed off she would be when finding out about the lower decks, Sneaky?
Yeah, complete inefficient
Lower
waste
deck.
of resources. So the lower decks of every single spaceship in 40K are basically, what if you took the homeless, white trash, and generally the poors, gave everyone a job that likely was going to eventually kill them, and then they all live in the sewers of Chicago.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're going to leave them there for thousands of years with no education, no health care,
no recognition,
no way off.
Why?
Because Sign.
Does that serve a purpose?
Yes.
Yes. You see, Sign. We lost the sacred technology of the autoloader, so now we need 10,000 slaves to pull the artillery, to pull the 700 millimeter shell into position to load it for the broadside.
Yeah.
You couldn't just reinvent the autoloader?
No, because inventing technology in 40K is actually heresy, because all the technology that the Imperium has right now is exactly, according to the Mechanicus, of course, according to the Mechanicus, all the technology that's currently in existence right now is exactly the technology that the God Emperor wants them to have, and by inventing technology, you are introducing chaos into the Imperium and are going against the God Emperor. Also, you're usurping their position in the Mechanicus as the people who have the machine stuff, so therefore you're evil and need to be killed for chaos.
Yeah.
That is one of the few. That's one of the more dogmatic sects, I think.
Well, I would say, yeah. Let's be clear. There's like 3 factions. That's one of them.
Yes, but I'm
biggest
talking
one.
about major tech advancements. Like reintroducing the autoloader. Like someone coming up and being like, guys, what if we just made this plow a different shape? Is it going to get the fucking Mechanicus going to kill you?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, one, they have an STC, which is, sacred, so it's supposed to be...
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. Let's be clear. You, Jimbo the Hobo, inventing the autoloader, bad. Jimbo the Hobo finding an STC that tells you how to make the autoloader,
blessed.
Congratulations, you're a Mechanicus saint.
Yeah.
So if you
like...
if you claim you found it, it's
no, you need to provide. You're going to have to provide the STC.
Yeah.
If you find, like, okay, so here's a thought experiment. You have a lab where you are creating a new autoloader. How do you show this to your superiors? Do you, one, show it off as bright and shiny? Oh, I made this all myself. 2, do you scrub a bunch of dirt on it, say you found it, and then show him like it's covered in cobwebs and shit that you put up and it looks like it's been there for 1,000 years, and you say, this is a part of humanity's past. We must study it and then you have a new autoloader in a little bit longer time. Now, which one do you think gets you killed?
Both.
No, the second
Wrong.
one gets you a new job.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you don't get caught, only
Well,
the
you
first
also have to
one.
keep in mind that the autoloader is particularly feisty to reintroduce because that would actually completely change the structure of all the ships and require retrofitting massively. Like, you can't just slap an autoloader in because
So you're saying because it would be a huge cost sink.
No,
they'd
no,
have
it's
to
not even
redo-
about the
redo all the
cost. It's the
ships.
fact
It's not
that you
even
would
about
have
the
to
cost.
change the ship design to
You would
suit
have-
it. That
you
means
would
that
have to
you
tell-
think the Mechanicus is bad at their job.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Mechanicus person, you do that.
Yeah,
then
if you're a
also stepping
Mechanicus and you're
on-
an Archmagos Lord and you come up with it, then you're praised. But again, it comes into the positioning political thing of
Yeah.
if some random Lord is like, what if we had a machine load all the stuff for us? And everyone looks at him like, what do you mean? We already have the servitors doing it. He's like, no, I mean like a giant machine that lifts up the shell and does it. And they'll be like, oh, that's brilliant, but also the local Mechanicus guy is furiously calling Mars and is like, these guys are doing something, and they might come kill you.
Okay. So
And
if you
or-
just fucking do
and
it
or-
yourself, you get in trouble.
And or seize your technology, claim it as their own, and then reintroduce it into the Imperium.
Also,
their
they'll
name.
servitorize you for having the nuts to try.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
like the issue
like
is
side-
as well.
I cannot stress this enough. You have to understand, right? In order to understand how stupid and how far gone 40K is, you have to understand how 40K started. 40K originally was started by a bunch of British dudes in the time of Margaret Thatcher, and
Yeah.
they were
Ugh.
making fun of everything in Britain.
Yeah.
Everything.
License
the
for this
Imperium-
and license
The
for that.
Imperium is a fascist hellscape because Margaret Thatcher was in charge of Britain.
Yeah.
Orcs are all soccer hooligans because it was made by the British.
Yeah.
Well, in
Okay.
fairness, they were hooligans even before that. because
Also,
of
no,
what
that
Hannah
would be
Ramsey
funny. Jin brings up Tanya meeting Cyphus Kane of just... Please tell me you're normal. Oh, thank God you're normal too.
Turns out neither
Sneaky.
of them is actually normal.
Sneaky, I will direct you to I will direct everyone to Mood Kindred.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Just of Tanya, opening up, starting the whole rogue trader spiel of I, Tanya, blah 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 blah, and then she like sees his face at one point of him just barely just like stone facing it, and then she's just like, "Please tell me you're normal, and I don't have to keep going." Oh, thank God. You're normal,
Caiaphas
too.
Kane, hero of the Imperium.
It's so funny that he's voiced by Takahata too. It's fucking.
Oh,
just-
that
I just-
no, Takahata knew exactly what he was doing there.
I know. That's why I was saying it's funny. Fucking.
It's still wild. People,
I can't imagine
Dawn
her
of all
meeting
people thought I
every-
was fucking Taka.
Yeah.
Sorry, what? Anyway, I was gonna say fucking Amberly Vale just watching this in the background, going like, I think Kane needs more vacations.
Unfortunately, every time she tries to take him on vacation, a new problem
Just-
happens.
So she
and
took him on a walk.
Inquisitor,
and something happened.
Inquisitor Vale. We have a new problem in sector, whatever bumfuck nowhere. Some orcs managed to get a hold of an Eldar Kane spear, and there's about 3 different chaos cults going for it. Can we send Kane? An average
He's
Kane
on vacation.
No, he's not anymore.
No, he's on vacation. Do it at your own risk.
Kane, I need you to go
Nah.
to this random sector for a vacation.
And like you could really set it up of like both sides of the original assignment too. Of like the only way we can get Caiaphas Kane here as fast as possible is if we hire this rogue traitor to do it. And Caiaphas Kane's just like, oh fucking Christ, no. not a rogue trader. Oh, they're gonna be some obnoxious asshole, and I'm gonna have
Not
to listen to
again.
them for hours talking about themselves. And
I
then
have to
on
do
the
this
other
for
side,
they're gonna talk about me for hours.
yeah, and then on the other side, it's Tanya being told she's getting this hero of the Imperium commissar, and she's like, "Oh fucking Christ! Oh, I hope he doesn't see half the shit I've implemented. Oh God, I hope he's too stupid to understand half the stuff I've done." Oh, thank God you're normal. They think I'm some sort of hero revolutionizing logistics. They think I'm a hero.
Also, listen. Everything you need to know about the Kane books, even though it comes from a parody video, is summed up in that subtitle.
Screaming, I know, yeah. Of editing imposter syndrome, yeah. You know, just anything my crew tells you, do not believe them about me. Anything my retinue tells you, do not believe them about me. Deal. And then someone runs in. Rogue trader, sir! My apologies, your great holiness! But Kane's retinue is fighting some of the crew! And both of them are just like, ah!
Rogue Trader, unfortunately, the Valhalla 597th, it's gotten into an altercation with your armsman. About what? Who's a better leader?
Both of them internal screaming. Dream sequence! Why am I here? We're here to suffer. Come, sit on the log.
I'm sorry.
Is that the
Emperor just
Emperor?
goes.
Yeah.
The Emperor
Why is
just goes,
he here? He's also suffering.
No,
I'm
hello,
sorry.
random person.
I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
just
also
imagining
here.
the Emperor just sitting there being like, I don't think you understand how powerful a blank Jurgen is. I've been trying to get you here for years.
The one time he was deployed somewhere else.
Hello, yes, Caiaphas Cain. I have a question for you. Have you played Yu-Gi-Oh before? I want to
Can you
play
stop sending me your strongest battles?
No.
The Emperor looks at him. I have to send them to you, or I have to send them to. Oh shit! The commissar that he absolutely hates.
Right.
Oh, by the way, best part about Caiaphas Cain, there is a small cult that worships him as an imperial
course.
saint. He doesn't know this.
Oh,
Obviously.
God.
The small cult that worships Cain meets the small cult that worships Tanya. The shipping
no.
wars began.
Oh,
No, Sneaky, not the shipping war, the shipping journey.
The shipping journey. True.
No, listen, as far as the Imperium would be concerned, if we can have two saints have a child, we get a super saint.
True.
This is super
Oh,
saint.
no.
This is what it's like to go beyond.
God damn it.
Instant proselytizing.
You know, fucking they're on planet at one point doing something, and like a greater demon bursts into the room. Both of them snapshotted in the head in each different eye.
No, nice shot.
Oh,
You too.
nice shot. So who do we give credit to? Ah, watch, I have mastered this one actually. An excellent shot, my right armsman.
No, and then no. And see, here's the best part. That's worked every time in the past, but now she's met Cade, and now she's subject to the Kane effect of, oh, the rogue trader's so humble.
No, it's because they think she's trying to be humble in the face of Kane. Of trying not
she's
to
so humble in
trying
the
not
face
to
of
be
the great
compared
Kane.
to him. Yeah. She's trying to show humility in next to the hero of the Imperium.
Our
you know,
trainer is so humble and kind.
how are you doing, Tana? You've made my life worse.
Yeah, that
You have
happens.
actively made my life worse.
Caiaphas came here of the Imperium.
But yeah. Honestly, probably a funny story. You could go really long with that one. You could have people paying for
yeah.
chapters for years.
Yeah, but then I'd have to actually,
Write it.
research
No.
40K.
But Sign,
And I'm
here's
not
the
gonna
best
do
part.
that.
Just like the real people that make Warhammer, you don't have to care.
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh?
You can just write what you want.
Yeah, see,
It's
here's the
not like
fun
Black
part
Library.
is that you
No.
can. No, so, but no, like we're not even being like ironic or funny here. It's like you can genuinely, as long as you avoid pretty much anything that was listed in a book, you stay away from time events. You can just
No,
have
you
time
can
to do
actually
whatever.
even mess with time events because we don't know if it's M41 or M42. That's canon.
That's true as well. Yeah. But no,
Just
I
show up and
meant
said,
more.
Hey, what year is it? Oh, we don't know, sir. What do you mean you don't know?
Logistics nerd eyeball twitch.
You can
What
even
do
have
you
a moment
mean
of
you
say,
don't know
what does your
what year it
cognator
is?
say your year is? M42. Mine says M41.
What
Shit.
do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? And then it's just like, oh, well, as it turns out, there's a Zinch demon fucking with time again. Why? We don't know. He just said that GW wants to retcon shit.
But anyway, point being is that you can basically stay away. If you stay away from... This is the thing about with Warhammer. Like, unlike almost every other fandom, you can stay 100% away from every canonical event and just write your own fucking story for your character to have in the Warhammer universe, and the Warhammer fans will be like, this is the best Warhammer story I've ever read. Whether it is or
You're
not.
kidding.
Nope.
So you don't actually have to include any of the
Say-
canon characters, events, and
Nope.
other bullshit.
Nope.
No.
In fact,
Actually, it's better
if you stay far away from them, people will probably like you more for it.
Yep.
If you stay, especially if you're writing fantasy, if you ever stay away from the books, people will go like, "Oh, damn, he knows what he's doing."
If you read
But
none of
that-
the lore, you actually know more than most of the writers.
Wait, what? Hold on now.
Oh, so
Seems like half-assed.
Sneaky, do we mention the end times? Do we talk about it?
We
No.
do not talk about the end time.
It's more just be consistent. As long as you stay consistent in the events that happen in your story and your characterization of the characters in your story, people don't care. There's literally billions of worlds in the Imperium. If you say Ass Blaster 3, the city of Ironwood Fuckhard, and the noble's name is Big Willie, yeah, they'll probably shit on you for the names, but like you could just make up planets and just have a bunch of shit happen on that planet and then never reference that planet ever again for the rest of your story and never have it be impactful at all in anything that happens in the future.
Kassan,
That
let me be
sounds
clear.
Fucking dumb.
Let me be clear to
Welcome
you.
to Warhammer.
Oh yeah, it's very dumb. Let me be clear to you, Sign. There's an entire planet of cat people that exists solely because a guy won a contest and he got to add one thing to the Warhammer 40K universe, and he's like, I'm adding cat people.
Like Neko.
We've never
No.
seen
Cat
them, so we
people?
don't know.
We have no idea. They've just
Um,
agreed that they're there somewhere.
However, by the way, GW had the last laugh. They named the planet after him. It's the planet of Carlos McConnell.
Okay.
Based on what we know about the and they're called felinids. Based on what we know about them, they're much further along the Thundercat scale than the Neko scale.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate that it was a
Yeah.
furry.
No, to be clear,
Well-
this guy had no control over that.
Yeah, all he could do was request cat people, and they decided, well, fuck you, we're not putting cat-eared girls into the story, we're instead gonna put fucking, basically, upright animals.
Well, that's fucking awful. That seems kind of against the spirit of the thing as it was intended.
Welcome to Games Workshop!
Yeah, well, it's Games Workshop.
Yeah, that's Games Workshop.
Yeah.
That's
However-
Workshop, also known
however,
as "fuck you." For
we know
ever
that they
expecting it.
exist, and more importantly, they're a tolerated strain of abhuman, which means you can have them in your retinue. And they have claws sharp enough to cut steel.
That sounds useful.
Yeah,
Yes, unfortunately, they only have rules in fan games, so we're not allowed to actually use them.
yeah. We don't have a model for them. Cowards. Sell the cat people, Games Workshop. You'll make money.
You wouldn't even
Indeed.
need to
They'd
write
make
new
money.
rules. Just give them Catacan rules.
It's how you know that they, it's how you know that the people in charge aren't furries yet.
Yet.
Because they clearly, when the guy made the request, they were clearly thinking of the anime cat girl thing, and they're like, "Ha, fuck you, we're not doing that, we're gonna make them full cats. No one would ever be attracted to cats."
Yeah, they're like, well, no, they're like, ha, we're gonna do Thundercats. No one will want to put their dick in that.
Yeah, and then they're like, "We're not
It's
even gonna sell a
awkward because-
model for that, because no one would ever buy that."
Which is awkward because
Yeah.
even at that time, there's people who were attracted
That's
to
how you
Thundercats.
know they're not furries yet.
Yeah.
And see, the worst part
Yeah.
is, I don't want them because they're cat people. I want them
Yeah.
for two reasons. One, it would make so many people who are like, this is my super serious tabletop game,
Yeah.
so angry. And two, it means the guard would get an actually good melee unit, and we're not allowed to have that.
Hey, look, it's just like, I'm fine with the seriousness. I just think there needs to be a little bit more lightheartedness in it.
Well, right, and back to my point, right? The problem with 40K is that 40K started as a complete and utter parody, where everything in the lore was making fun of stuff, right? I cannot emphasize that enough. And then, because what happened was 40K started as a spin-off of
Fantasy.
fantasy, because they
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
to
yeah,
use
yeah.
some of those models. And then what started happening was 40K started outselling fantasy, and they're like, oh, I guess we need to make this a thing. And unfortunately, the decision to make it a thing came right around the early 2000s when everything was dark and edgy.
Ah.
And that's the thing. Like, when you go look at the early lore and you go look at the early designs, you can see that. And, like, then you can see the shift in, like, 5th or 6th edition when the books went from, here's some weird, fun, colorful art to the grim darkness of the 41st
grim
millennium.
Yeah.
The grim derpness.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Point being is, like I said, this is what's so wild about getting Warhammer Fix wrong, is that it is writing a bad Warhammer fic is literally taking a rake, setting it down in front of yourself, and then stepping on it.
Yeah, as long as you bother to inform yourself of some basic lore information, like how does the warp work? How do psychers work? What's a las gun?
Work? Yeah.
What's a bolt gun?
Now, meanwhile, what about this other character we set up as something? We forgot about them. Fuck you. What do you mean you forgot about this important character? Fuck
Yeah.
you.
But yeah, so
What character? We don't know who you're talking about.
It is honestly astonishing how many rakes they set up for themselves. I'm talking about both the fiction writers and the fan fiction writers, where they're just like, no, we have to cover this one thing, even though my character can't change any of it. I have to be there. It's like,
why?
Okay. Because they have no
Just say,
personality.
yeah, it happened in the background.
They have no personality. They have no creativity.
It's unbelievable. And like again, the decisions they make, like they make, like, I don't understand why they hate money. Like,
It is pretty wild.
no. Like, Sign, you don't understand. They continue to produce more random, unique, special minis for the Space Marines. These are characters that have appeared in like one book, or they've never even had a book appearance, and they make a model to promote them in a book. And then you
Yeah.
have characters. In my case, my particular gripe is Caiaphas Cain, but there are dozens of characters who have like
Series.
10 or 12 books, entire series, and they don't have minis.
Yeah.
They don't have tabletop rules.
It's even more wild because one of the biggest gripes from Games Workshop is we're not selling enough minis. And it's like, and the answer everyone shouts back at them is, well, then lower the price. And they're like, no, it costs this much to produce them. It's like, no, it doesn't.
No, it
I
doesn't.
can make your minis with a box of scraps in a cave.
Yes, but you don't understand, Sneaky. It's exclusive, and we have to send them across the ocean. Fuck you, GW.
Yeah, but that's
No,
what I'm
I
saying.
think that's the case of you're paying for the name.
No,
you have to pay for
literally,
our name to be on this.
right, you are literally paying for the name, but that's my point, is that they're complaining about sales not being good enough, so that's why they have to raise the price. And it's like, just sell the shit people want. Stop discontinuing things. Sell them for lower money, and you will crush an entire market of knockoff minis if you lower the fucking price.
No,
Yeah, like
they won't do that.
The whole thing is just unbelievably stupid. And because here's the thing, we know that it doesn't cost that much because there are dozens of people that make and sell other minis that are as detailed and have as much plastic as you, and they don't sell it for that much money. I can go buy a blister of BattleTech minis for $40.
I mean, just the fucking Japanese minis is just like the Gundam.
Well, I mean, I would
plastic.
say we're not even gonna touch Gunpla, right? But like, I can go pay like $30 to $40 for a blister of BattleTech minis, and I get 4 minis with a lot of plastic, a lot of detail, and they're pre-made. Do I have to paint it myself? Yeah, but you know what I don't have to do? I don't have to glue that thing together.
They could run whole like fucking series of like your first mini where they literally let you pop out arms and shit to give them different weapons or change their pauldrons. They could make an accessory line. Like it's not fucking hard. It's being done by random people with a fraction of the resources of GW. And GW's like, no, you have to pay $120 now because we aren't selling enough. It's like, you're not selling enough because you're trying to raise the price. That's why they're not
You're charging
selling.
too much.
Well, also, like, people are getting tired of endless Space Marine propaganda on top
But
of
Max, you don't understand.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is Space Marines because marketing showed them that people know Space Marines.
Well,
If I see Space
Well,
Marines get buffed one more time when my faction gets fucking stomped in the balls, I swear to fucking God, I'm mailing a Molotov to their house.
yeah, well, the other thing stopping people from buying is, what's the point of investing in an army that may only get half of what I bought for it next edition?
Yeah.
And again, with them raising prices, they're slowly pricing new people out of the hobby.
Yeah, I would
Slowly.
not pay
There's
for
nothing
it.
slow about
Yeah.
pricing new people out of the hobby. I mean, the only market they have left is people who are buying the Warhammer minis specifically so they can say they bought Warhammer minis, like the Redditors. That is their only market left.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm buying minis to paint them, but yes, that's.
But that's just it. Like, I'm not buying minis from them anymore. If I have to buy their official stuff, I'm going through my friendly local game store, or I'm going through eBay. And most of the time, I prefer to go through a recaster from China.
It's even worse because a lot of these game stores are going out of business because no one's fucking buying their shit anymore because no one has the money for it in the first place. Or if they do have the money for it, they don't want to spend it on minis that cost 20 times what they're worth.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I usually just go through.
But if the game stores don't stock the newest GW garbage, it's the same thing that happened with the fucking comic stores. DC and Marvel went around to all these comic stores, and Atin knows all about this. I'm sure he's talked about it millions of times. They went around to all these fucking comic stores and were like, if you don't stock at least X amount of issues of our every single new issue we make, we're not letting you buy issues from us anymore. And if you don't buy Marvel or DC Comics, people aren't going to go to your store. Because the name brings people in, but they don't buy any of the fucking comics. They always end up buying Dark Horse or Indie or Indigo or any other number of small company. But the Marvel and DC names are what bring people into the store in the first place. And if you don't have those displayed, they're not going into your store. But now, these comic stores are going out of business anyway because no one's fucking buying the DC and Marvel comics!
Yeah.
Because they're too expensive and no one cares!
The only thing that people are buying these days is the Absolute Universe, and guess what? They just announced they're killing that universe!
No way, really?
I thought they were doing great!
No, they're gonna end the Absolute Universe!
Why?
But
Is it because people are enjoying it?
I don't know!
Yeah, probably.
You know what it was? The Absolute Universe, I am near certain. I think this is another Hope County Choir moment. I am almost positive the Absolute Universe was supposed to be mocking the fans of like, oh, is this what you guys really want Batman to be like? Is this what you really want him to be like? And everyone's like, yeah, actually, kind of. And they're like, no, you can't enjoy this. It's supposed to make fun of you.
Yeah, it's like you gave Wonder Woman a gut sword.
I drew you as the Giga Chad. Why are you still liking?
They gave Wonder Woman Guts' sword.
Okay, no, dude, you gotta look at go look up Absolute Wonder Woman. I mean, pretty much everyone got a fantastic design for the Absolute Universe. But
I really think that the writers, the head writers behind Absolute and the artists behind Absolute were definitely having a disconnect there.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I was gonna say
that is amazing.
Kind of cool.
Okay, that's not a gut. That's not a gut sword. That is a fucking Buster sword. That is Cloud's sword.
Yeah, that's a Bud sword. That's a Buster sword.
Oh no! In some of the other art, it's absolutely the gut sword.
Oh, no, yeah, I see what you mean here. Well, sort of.
No, that's still one of the Buster. Hang on, I gotta find it.
That's a Buster sword.
Yeah, that's a fucking Buster sword.
No, I see what I see. I found it. Yeah, I found it.
Yeah, that's close to
There's
Buster
the gut sword.
No, that one's that's more guts than Buster. But yeah, like again, yeah, there we go. There's the gut sword. But yeah, and like let's be clear. So the whole point of the Absolute Universe is that this is a universe where Darkseid won and Darkseid became the god of everything. And so he's like, I'm going to take all the heroes who caused me problems and I'm just going to make their life shitty. Batman is no longer rich. Batman is poor and his parents were crackheads. Themyscira is now not kind of misogynist. It's blatantly misogynist. And they do like, and they practice like rape. And Wonder Woman is not.
That's just canon.
No. Like sign, not like there's a couple of them. Like
no, it's
the whole
of them.
island.
Oh, they're very rapey.
This is the universe where Darkseid was like, I'm gonna make everything worse. Also, fuck Batman in particular. I'm gonna make his life shit.
Yeah, but anyway, point being is that like there's clearly a disconnect between the artists and the head writer, and where the head writer is looking at this and like, yeah, this is making fun of everything they liked about Wonder Woman. Why are they buying it?
Because it's
Also,
great.
the art for Absolute Martian Manhunter is so good.
It's like, oh wow,
That's
you guys
actually pretty
What
good.
the fuck is that?
That's Absolute Martian Manhunter, baby.
Huh.
We're getting funky.
Yeah, that is kind of funky.
But yeah, it's I am fully convinced it's one of those things of we're canceling it now that we realized you guys were enjoying it.
Like, listen, they even did even Absolute Superman goes fucking hard.
Yeah.
That looks badass.
It does.
But yeah, so it just really pisses me off that these companies are just run by incompetent morons.
Who hate money, apparently.
They honestly do. It's such a baffling thing for a company that complains about not having money so much and why they have to make so many compromises to make money, and it's just like, you guys literally are. You are a rake manufactory, and all you do is lay rakes in front of yourself.
Yeah, no, the
hate
whole
your
thing is
customers.
just like, it's just like, what's wrong with you? Why do you hate yourselves?
They don't hate themselves. They hate their customers.
And they hate themselves.
Yeah.
But like
But
the
they're
whole thing is
rejecting it
just,
onto the customers.
Did you
It's just-
you guys all saw the recent announcement from GW, right?
Oh yeah, we're
which
gonna-
one?
The one where they said we're no longer going to use the words man, gun, or
Oh, yeah.
blood or something.
How are you supposed to do any of that? when it's the
Gun,
empire
muscles,
of-
and men.
The empire
Yeah, I
of
don't-
mankind.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Armed
guess
with
that that's a
guns.
way to like placate people. As
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it's like, no.
Well,
they
of
did
course
the
it is,
same
but
thing-
I still don't know how you're gonna tell a fucking story like that, my man. Not in the Warhammer universe. Well, it's just
Yeah.
the bolt.
Oh, here's the thing.
The
They did
bolts.
the exact same. Here's the thing. They did
The
the
bolts.
That
exact
sounds
fucking
cool.
same thing with the female custodies. A question for everyone: has anyone heard anything about that other than screaming on Twitter?
Oh, no.
Anyone? Anyone?
No.
Anyone remember that? Anyone remember that? And have they
Remember
said
it.
anything?
No,
Have
they
they
said
said a
nothing.
single word?
Which,
Exactly.
by the
This
way-
was the point.
I honestly, part of the thing that I hate the most is how much of a batch of cowards they are. I'm like, you should have just been like, here's the new Custodes model, giant rack.
It was just like you had people that wanted giant muscle. I'm gonna say the word. You
Muscle
wanted
mummies.
people-
Muscle
yeah,
mummies.
people wanted giant muscle mummies. It was just like no.
Man, I knew Gray's not here for it, so he can't confirm it. But Gray and I were in a voice channel when we were both playing Shadowlands, and we got to Bastion, and I said, "WoW's dead." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Just land." And he's like, "Okay." And he lands, and he goes, "Oh. I see." Because 2 of the 4 zones. Okay, actually, I'm gonna. You know what? Fuck it. 3 of the 4 zones in Shadowlands were just fetishes. It
Oh,
was.
you're talking about the scalies?
No. In Shadowlands came beforehand. Shadowlands was trying to build off of the hype of Legion. Which did great in the end. They're like, "Oh, we're going to the afterlife now," and everyone's like, "Holy shit, we're going to the afterlife! Oh my god, what's gonna happen there?" And Bastion, like 90% of the quests in Bastion weren't even like your classic RPG quest of go here, kill things. They kind of were, except how you got to the place where you were supposed to kill things is a giant angel-winged
I was
muscle
just about to
mommy
ask that.
carries you around the entire fucking zone.
I was just about
Excuse
to ask,
you?
is this related to the giant thing?
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
like literally 4-story tall, muscled women in gold armor and angel wings carry you around to each area inside Bastion, and that's how you get around for like 90% of the quests.
No,
And they
no,
and they carry you like a fucking baby.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
And that's why I said this is how I know WoW is dead, because there was no fucking quality control in this at all. Saying, what the fuck are you guys doing? And because then there's Revendreth, which was literally just 50 Shades of Grey, the zone. Where everyone's a vampire, but they're sadistic, rich, but very suave vampires who torture everyone for a good cause. And they're rich. And also, it was like some sort of communist manifesto rebellion going on, and you were joining the communists to overthrow the rich aristocrats who were feeding on everyone's misery. But keep in mind, that's their job. Revendreth is hell, where they torture the bad people for being bad people.
But hell can't be for bad people.
Their job is to be assholes. And the quest line of that zone is overthrowing the head asshole for being an asshole.
Well, is this a case of being like that one show that's set in hell where all the people who should be in hell are not in hell?
Oh, no. The people that show up in Revendreth are like, oh, what's he here for? Well, he killed 7,000 people by ripping their feet off and feeding it to their children until they died. Oh! Okay, what's he here for? Oh, well, he used to torture people until they died, and then he would raise their corpses and force the corpses to kill their children.
And what about
okay.
that guy?
Jesus.
He didn't return the shopping carts.
Yes, his name's Sign. But I mean, admittedly, yes, they did have a couple of jokey ones in there just to, be jokey. Like, oh yeah, this guy has 29 counts of jaywalking. But like,
yeah,
we're talking literally the worst people ever, war criminals of the highest caliber across the entire multiverse are supposed to be tortured here for power. Quite
And
literally.
because
Them being tortured produced anima, which is the nuclear power of the afterlife.
Okay,
So quite
and,
literally,
and
them being tortured was
fueling the afterlife.
power. Yeah.
And they got upset because they were being too mean.
Yes, it turns out that the rich assholes who were specifically created by the gods of the afterlife to be rich assholes who would have no problem torturing people for eternity were assholes to the subspecies race that was created to serve the rich assholes so they could focus on torturing the people for eternity. And the subspecies race was like, they're assholes to us, and we hate it, so we made unions, and we're gonna fight them, because we demand representation and proper pay. And we're gonna seize the means of production.
And can you just ignore that? And
no, that's the main quest of the zone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's probably main quest.
Yeah, it's the main quest of the zone.
Yeah,
you can't.
And then when you finally fight the head asshole, he's like, "How did you know I was actually working for the bad guys this whole time?" And all of your characters are like, "What do you mean you were working for the bad guys this whole time?" And he's like, "Wait, what do you mean you overthrew me and tried to do a coup without knowing I was actually a bad person?"
Well, I mean,
have you spent
your
5
workers
minutes?
told me you were an asshole.
Have you spent 5 minutes in the room with yourself?
Fair.
But
yeah, honestly, we just did it because you're awful.
Yeah, quite literally, that was the reason. It's like, this is so stupid. And then the final area that was definitely fetish material was the furry zone, where if you are related to nature or you don't end up in any of the other zones. You end up in not Bastion, the Ardenwild, I think it was. Ardenwield or some shit. Basically, it was ooh nature, ooh fairies. Everyone ends up as a pixie or a frog or a deer or something, and it's just a bunch of furries and pixies and
Fuck
shit.
you! I want to be a weasel.
Yeah, you can be a weasel.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it was the most boring zone because everyone was just an animal.
Wow.
Yeah. And the whole thing is that you live out your life in an alternative way in Ardenweald.
Oh my god.
And then when you die, your corpse will feed the trees, and you get reborn in the real world again.
That sounds retarded.
Speed running,
Yes.
finding a way to hang myself as a frog.
But yeah, it was honestly the most boring zone possible because like the main quest was just so fucking forgettable. I don't even remember what 90% of it was because it went nowhere. Like at one point they're like, "Oh, we're being invaded by the pagan Vikings from Other Death." And you're just like, "What the fuck do you mean Other Death?" And they're like, "Don't worry about Other Death. It's never coming up again. We're moving on." And it's like, okay, so they're not important? No, they're not important. We just made an entire lore section for them, and also a dungeon, and like half the main quest, but they never show up again. Don't worry about it. It's like,
Is that
okay.
is that the Valkyr? Those like basically just look like giant people.
No.
No.
This is the Thorn people that showed up in Battle for Azeroth on the Alliance side. The Thorn speakers. Yeah. Again, basically a forgettable group of people that had no relevance at all besides the single dungeon they were made for them.
Like,
that's it.
Look, for all the problems that Final Fantasy XIV has, they've had one continuous plot line going since probably the second expansion.
I think actually a bit longer.
Well, see, the main issue...
I guess it kind of started in Heaven's Ward, but not really.
The main issue is the main plot line of World of Warcraft finished in Wrath of the Lich King.
Like, well, yeah, I was gonna say that's the problem. They finished it in Wrath of the Lich King, which honestly they didn't even really finish it in Wrath of the Lich King.
Well, they wrapped up all of the direct plot lines that people knew about.
I would say they wrapped up all the plot lines people cared about, and that was after taking an entire side quest for whatever was going on with
the Outlands.
I almost said Rathalos, but the dickhead Black Dragon.
Oh, Deathwing? No, Deathwing happened after.
Oh fuck, I feel old. You're right.
But
you are
guys,
old.
even if Wrath of the Lich King ended the story, how else could they girl boss their girl bossedly characters girl bossingly if they don't keep going?
So it's actually worse than you think because girl bossing didn't even start occurring in WoW until Dick Avalone left. Was it Chris? No, not Chris Avalone. It was Dick something or other. The Sylvanas simp.
Yeah.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
So the Sylvanas simp left, and that's when the woke scolds took over and started girl bossing the girl boss, so we could family the family while we family, and we have to forgive all of our enemies. So by the way, that was an actual quest.
Family.
Yeah. So in the Dragon expansion, that was an actual quest in where you stop a terrorist from blowing up a school of children. And then a dragon swoops in and says, we need to treat everyone equally with kindness and respect, and gives the bomb back to the terrorist.
Which dragon?
You're just some random dragon.
Oh, thank God. I thought they ruined
Oh, they did.
Character.
They did.
Oh, they did.
They ruined all of them.
Let's be clear. They murdered all of them.
They ruined all of them.
I'm sorry. Hang on. They give the bomb back to the terrorists.
Yeah, and
Yes.
the terrorist then says, "I'll be back someday when your guard is left down, and I'll kill you all." And then they run away.
Why?
And here's the problem. Here's the problem. The
Because
guy
you have
doesn't
to learn how to forgive people, Sign.
The problem, Sign, is that, like, if they'd had the dragon suddenly reveal himself to be a bronze dragon and go, and that bomb should be going off in 5, 4, 3, 2.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. Yeah,
And
they
then
didn't
you
do that.
see dirty fireworks in the sky. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Nope. Yeah, no, none of that happens. It's constantly quest after quest after quest of you stopping terrorists, you stopping the resident chaos cultists, you're stopping murderers, and then at the end, there's another quest where like the murderer you've been hunting, who's been serial killing people, you finally track him down and you beat him in a fight, and you actually can't kill him. He surrenders at 1 HP left, and then you talk to him and you say, "That was very mean of you. You shouldn't do that again." And he goes, "Okay, I apologize.
And everyone
I'm not gonna."
clapped.
No, my character would fucking kill him.
And then
Yeah,
you let him
meanwhile-
go.
Where's my kill him option?
And then actually,
Meanwhile,
as Kaz
in-
says,
Oh my God.
everyone clapped, and you go back to the quest
Oh
giver,
God,
and they're
that was-
like, "It's really good that you did that. You're learning forgiveness."
Yeah.
That was
Meanwhile,
worse
in
than
Elden Ring, if you murder Patches too quickly, you can miss an entire quest line because you kill him before he can surrender.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the entire thing is like that. You're stopping. Oh yeah, and then one of the centaur. These centaur are good guy centaur because you see they're led by a woman. But the woman's mute. She can't speak, and so, or she's blind or something. No, sorry, my bad. She's deaf. Right. What am I thinking? A woman that can't speak. She's deaf, so she can't hear anyone, and this is not a metaphor.
Wait,
For-
Sneaky, how's that different from normal?
So she has a hearing. She has a hearing ear dog. Who?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I beg
yeah,
your fucking pardon?
She's deaf, so she can't hear anyone. So she has a dog that does interpretive dance for her to hear for her.
That's
And she's
retarded.
the leader of the tribe. And
No,
she-
no,
And all of the quests,
She's a proxy, gotcha.
all of the
No,
quests with
no,
her
hang
are
on,
her
hang on,
girl,
hang on.
girl bossing.
we are in a world of magic.
Yeah,
There's telepathy.
yeah.
We're in a world of magic. How did you not heal yourself already?
There's also
Why
the
didn't you go
holy
to a
light,
cleric?
which will heal pretty much everything. Yeah.
The only
You
thing
could
it
have
couldn't
gone
cure
home
Arthas
and he
of
could
was
have
being a whiny
invented-
bitch.
So
Arthas
true.
did nothing
Yeah,
wrong.
you could have gone to a gnome and he
Arden
could have
and
invented
Sneaky.
something to heal for you.
Please
He's
Here,
not
please,
being
sorry.
serious, you idiot.
Fight me.
I don't know. Sometimes
I
Sneaky-
believe he's being serious.
No, I think Sneaky's being serious.
But
Okay. Don't make me do not make me play the Xeon video.
Which one?
Xeon did nothing wrong.
Of course,
Hail
Leon did
Leon.
nothing wrong. Except not following through. That is what they did wrong.
Just because it was funny does not mean the colony drop was a good idea.
They
Yes,
deserved
it
it.
does.
I've left it in memes and shitpost.
Whew.
That's their fault for existing. Colony drop.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, okay, look, Australia did deserve it. However,
Well,
Alternate suggestion. It was really funny watching the colony get fucked.
We'll be right back.
yeah, so it was funny watching Australia defeat the colony.
But yeah. So anyway, point being is that yeah, it just got really they
but yeah, no,
speedran
really, they
all the plots.
Xeon did a lot of horrible stuff. Like, oh boy, boy, listen. In some of the later Gundam shows, they were like, all right, apparently you people didn't get the message that war is bad, so here's a gas attack.
You
in
know
a
what? I am going to
colony.
use battle. You know what? I will use it.
Oh,
So,
no.
Battle for Azeroth is a perfect example of fanfiction authoritis, in where you are trying to come up with a idea that is after the stations of canon, but you want people to come back and read your story even though it's taking place after canon did. And so you're like, oh, Battle for Azeroth, guys. It's a battle for Azeroth where the Horde and Alliance are battling for Azeroth again. Hey, guys, who all played Warcraft 3, don't you remember fighting the Alliance and Horde? We're going back to that. You should read my story. That's what Battle for Azeroth advertised itself as, and I will say, fucking sick-ass cinematic. It got me to buy.
Oh my god, that cinematic was so good, and it
worked.
was such a lie.
It was such a fucking lie. And this is perfect. This is what I'm talking about, fanfictionitis. In the ending of the initial X-Pack. So, like, before any of the patches, before the additional raids were added, before we progressed the plot. At the initial launch day X-Pack, the final raid, where all of the main quests of the Battle for Azeroth, where you didn't battle for fucking Azeroth at all, at any point in the quests. You went to two completely separate zones that were separated by a fucking ocean. Whether you were Horde or Alliance, and you went to completely separate fucking places. And you just did little quests here and everywhere. And
you know what that sounds like?
They didn't even have the decency to try and pretend that you were gearing up for PvP and trying to pretend that PvP would matter. Like,
they tried later on, but initially at first.
But initially, they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they had a bunch of ships, and they had an NPC that if you talk to the NPC, they would say, "Don't worry about it, we're gearing up." And then in the next patch, they came out the Warfronts, which was kind of cool. And I will say the Warfronts were really good. I really enjoyed the idea of the Warfronts. It was a PvP/PvE environment, massive raid.
Conceptually, they were cool.
Conceptually, they were pretty cool. However, once again, Blizzard shit the bed because you're like, well, Sneaky, what's wrong with the Warfront? So they did this whole thing again. So remember how I said callbacks? So to gear up for the Warfront, they did a massive callback to what they did back in Classic, in which they announced that the Warfronts were coming and that they needed to get supplies, and basically you could get a shitload of rep for whatever you were trying to rep max by, instead of just running endless dungeons, you collected resources and did shit like forge swords, forge armor, make bandages, cloth, and whatever, and you brought it to the NPC to fulfill the daily request. And so every profession felt like they were contributing to the war effort, and there was like a war effort meter. And so it was back like in AQ, back when they had the whole Scarab Lord thing where you had to go around, do various quests, and build up your preparations for opening the gate back in Classic. They did it again. Like the entirety of the initial launch of Battle for Azeroth was just call back to Classic, call back to Classic, call back to Classic. Remember Classic, guys? Classic was great, guys. We should call back to Classic more. And I was complaining to Gray about it when it came out. I was like, I really enjoy all this. I really enjoy all the callbacks to Classic, but I am kind of getting sick of the only plots being callbacks to fucking Classic. And then we don't fight. We never fight anything. This sounds like Battle for Azeroth is convincing you to buy because they were trying to justify keeping the servers running. The servers running don't cost fucking anything. The servers running cost like the sum total of like $2,000.
Well, I mean,
that at the time of Battle for
their
Azeroth,
people.
they had fucking nothing.
That's
They
their fault.
actually actively had no games ready to go. They only had Overwatch, maybe. They had, oh my god, fucking
They had
Heroes
nothing,
of the Storm
yeah.
was about to shut down, I think, at that point.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, again, baffled me because Heroes of the Storm was doing fine, and they're like, yeah, we're shutting it down. We're not seeing enough interest in it. And they had a massive casual market, and the casual market's like,
They
what
had
the
a
fuck are
casual
you
market, they had
talking
a
about?
pro market.
Yeah. They
They
like
had
And-
a pro market. They had people
they had
paying, like,
so many people
yes,
spending
they had
money on
pros.
that game.
The problem is that when they said there wasn't enough interest in Heroes of the Storm, what they were talking about is they couldn't get the Dota tier level of esports interest for Heroes of the Storm, and everyone's like, yeah, because you made a casual hero battler. Why the
But- and
fuck
this is
would
the
it have the
problem.
same interest?
They here's the problem, and I don't know how they didn't realize. I'm like, guys, you're starting to eat into League's market
Yeah, they actually were.
genuinely.
Yeah, they actually were, because people were getting burned out of League, and they didn't want to try Dota, and they were coming to Heroes of the Storm, and they were like, holy shit, Heroes of the Storm's fun, and they were no-lifing Heroes of the Storm, and they weren't burning out. Yet. But, yeah, they were genuinely taking a market share, and then they were like, oh, we're closing Heroes of the Storm down because it's not Dota.
Of course, all the League players have to come to Dota, and they have to come in my games. Why do I have to deal with them?
But
Because fuck
so
you, that's why.
at the end of Battle for Azeroth, they start hinting that maybe the faction war isn't going to happen after all. And you're just like, what? And it's like, yeah, well, secretly, the Blood Gods, and we're going to have more fucking Void shit. It's like, oh god, I just wanted to fight the Alliance for once. And
No.
next
No, you
expansion,
can't do that.
Next massive
you got Blue
patch
Bulb.
comes out, and the Warfronts come out, and the Warfronts were fun, and they had a bunch of cinematics, unfortunately, about Sylvanas being a genocidal girl boss and just fucking killing people for the hell of it. You know,
Isn't
for
that
the
just
love of the
canon?
game. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. At the beginning, she was actually a very reasonable individual, and she was very specifically trying to make people realize that just because we're undead doesn't mean we're people. We're not monsters.
Yeah,
Ah.
initially, the reason in Classic, the reason why Sylvanas joined the Horde is because she knew that the Alliance would never allow the undead to come back because it would go against the propaganda the Alliance had against the Scourge and would undermine their ability to deal with the Scourge. And also, a bunch of nobles were really afraid of any of the undead coming back and being like, hey, yeah, this guy fucked me over.
This
because
guy's
they
the one
did.
who killed me.
Tons of nobles like fucked a bunch of people over during the abandonment of Lordaeron.
Yeah.
And also
Not
it
even
was
like,
a
oops.
yeah, it was
We
also
did it
a
on
land
accident.
dispute.
It was. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, oh well, they're dead, but yeah, they're technically alive. So who really owns the land? What's the rules of succession? And if the lord of this land comes back, do I have to give the land back to him because he's not dead anymore?
No. My land.
Yeah. So
He died.
basically, the Alliance was never going to allow the Forsaken to actually join the Alliance. So Sylvanas said, "Fuck, I need something that will prevent the Alliance from wiping us out." So she joined the Horde.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what the Horde was initially. Is the third Horde? Yes, it's the third Horde. The third Horde was primarily created simply so they could make a power block of, if you try to wipe one of us out, you have to wipe all of us out, and that'll take too much time and resources. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Too bad the Alliance never said, all right, bet.
Actually, the Alliance was like, yeah, actually you're right, so we're not gonna do that too much. They did still fight
Unfortunate.
skirmishes, but that's classic, just, medieval warfare 101 of skirmishes everywhere. But yeah, they never really
Yes.
declared war because every single time it looked like one faction was in a position to actually do something, suddenly, some event would happen, global threat would occur, and everyone has to be like, okay, I'm not going to kill you
I want to
today.
be clear.
But
there were several times. When Jaina and Thrall met, and they were like, okay, I think I finally got them to stop being stupid, so now we can go on vacation.
yeah,
No.
no. But yeah. So Battle for Azeroth is the perfect fan fiction poster boy because they blitzkrieged through so much lore. The war fronts were over in a patch, gone. Battle for Azeroth finished. We're talking about Eldritch shit now. Why are we talking about Eldritch shit now? Dunno. Did we hint at it before? No. It's just here now. It's like, oh, okay, so I guess we're going to be fighting for Azeroth now? Like, oh, so it's like a play on words. It's a battle for Azeroth to defend it from the Void, right? Nope, done. Void's over. Patch done. We're moving on now. It's like, wait, what?
Huh?
What do you mean we're moving on now? What the fuck are we fighting now? Naga just showed up. Yeah, we're fighting the Naga now. Are
What do you
they
mean
trying
we're
to
fighting
destroy
now?
the world? No.
Mm.
Are they doing anything? No. They're just
They
here
just
now.
showed
They're
up.
not-
So we're fighting.
We have to
They're
go
not-
fight them.
They're not human, so the Alliance are in.
Yeah, true.
Fair.
They're
But
not
yeah-
human or one of our carefully approved selection of humans.
It was just, they sided with Sylvanas, and actually, Sylvanas is evil, guys. Surprise! And she wants to kill people, and that's bad. So we should
When was
stop
Sylvanas
her.
When was Sylvanas ever good? And not killing
True.
people.
But yeah, but that was the final patch. That was the final patch. Is Sylvanas is evil now, and the Naga showed up, so we're gonna fight them. And
Oh,
it's like,
don't forget, everybody clap.
no, actually, no one
Again?
clapped. That was possibly again one of the most baller cinematics ever. Sarfang's death.
Oh man,
yeah.
I think that was one of the last cinematics they've ever made for the game. I think that was. Oh shit.
Dang.
So they haven't dropped any new big stuff.
Well, I mean, they made a cinematic for each X pack to advertise for it, but in terms of like actual additional cinematics occurring in the game,
In terms
I
of
think-
cinematics, we have no cinematics.
yeah, God, this goes so hard. I don't think it's gonna let me load while I'm streaming, unfortunately. So that's the in-game cinematic. That's the in-game. And then here we go. Sarfang versus Sylvanas Makara. God, it looks so good. Wow, evil ending. World of Warcraft, the official channel, also made like a full compilation for Varrock to show his entire story.
yeah.
And it was really good as well. Like, this was back when some of the teams still cared, and it was so fucking good. It was such an amazing scene. Like, even like all the shit you can give about like the actual story that at the time, that moment was still amazing. And it was so disappointing and so depressing, and then they followed it up with fucking they blew through the battle for Azeroth in terms of faction conflict. They blew through Sylvanas being evil in a single patch. They blew through the Void coming back. We beat that in a single patch too. They blew through the Naga uprising, beat them in a single patch again for the third time. And it's just like the time, like each of those events could have had their own fucking expansion pack around them. That could have been 10 more years of content. And instead, they went through it in a single year.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's the perfect poster boy for fanfiction. Because that is what happens when you have dog shit writers who don't care about the story and they don't know how to deliver narrative. They don't know how to pace narrative, and you see all these fucking stories where the writers are blitzing through everything like, oh, I don't understand, the escalation keeps happening too quickly. It's like, you're the one writing the fucking story, and B, you're the one writing the story. You're the one causing the escalation to happen. You're the one that's constantly dragging scenes out to the point where people start complaining about you dragging them out because it doesn't make sense for your character to drag it out. This actually just happened recently. I'm going to talk about another fan fiction that I'm going to semi-recommend. Only get this one for free. My Life as a Max Level Archmage. The grammar's fine on it. The storytelling, a game with worse pacing than Destiny. Yes. The grammar is fine on My Life as a Max Level Archmage. The pacing is fine on it. The issue with Max Level Archmage is that the author has a hard time with narrative events. In where I could put the word conveniently in front of me describing every event that occurs in the story in order, and you would be like, are you joking? Are you serious? Because that's how I would have to describe the lore of this story, of the narrative pacing of these events, of she shows up conveniently just in time for her to show up. She happens to be the only person, conveniently, who sees the dimensional breach that's trying to happen that will be the cause of the next cataclysm. Conveniently, knowing enough magic to be able to fully diagnose the problem. Conveniently, being able to then contact the people that she needs to mobilize to start action against it. Conveniently, they all believe her. Conveniently, she meets her apprentice, who conveniently leaves her book behind at the previous city, causing her to leave, conveniently just in time for an undead to attack the train they were on. Conveniently, she comes back to deal with the undead just in time to save everyone, which conveniently proves her power level, which conveniently lets her skip over qualifying as a fucking bronze adventurer, which conveniently lets her... And that's the problem, is in any normal story, I wouldn't need to say conveniently, because it would just flow and it would make sense. But all of the plot pacing in Max Level Archmage is just conveniently this happened, which allowed the next thing to happen, which conveniently allowed this thing to happen.
All the way down, yeah.
All the way down.
That
And
does
sure,
not sound convenient to read.
Yeah, and it's just like right now, the upcoming antagonist is planning the next big dimension breach, and this was going completely under the radar of literally everyone, including the main character. But conveniently, his daughter happened to get guilty at seeing her ex-friend again, and conveniently went to the same spot the two of them used to go to at 3 in the fucking morning. Note, when I say conveniently goes to the spot at 3 in the morning, I don't mean they used to go to that spot at 3 in the morning. I mean they used to go
She
to that spot
conveniently went there at
normally
3.
during class, like in between classes, because these two characters, the apprentice and the daughter, both used to go to Magic College together, and they saw each other when the apprentice, because the apprentice got kicked out of the Magic College because of the daughter, and the apprentice saw the daughter again when her new master, the main character, went to the Magic College to visit the Grandmaster of the college to tell him about the dimensional breach. Conveniently. Conveniently saw the daughter, and the daughter freaked out, and the apprentice was like, oh, she freaked out. That's really weird. She's the one who got me kicked out. Why would she freak out if I was back? And so she just arbitrarily, conveniently decides to go to the spot they used to meet up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Conveniently, the daughter just happened to also be there, just in time to spill about her dad doing the dimensional breach, conveniently redirecting the hero to stop him.
That sounds retarded.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Oh, and the assassin that's now fighting her conveniently, because she is max level, and pretty much everyone else in reality isn't max level, because she fought, because she, in the video game that she's the max level character of, she, in the video game, was one of the people who got world first on a bunch of the final bosses, because she'd no life to the game, and now she died and then woke up as her character from the game in that game world, and
Yeah.
everyone remembers her no-lifing those bosses, but that was like 2,000 years ago, and all of the apocalypses have finished, and so there's no more god-tier enemies roaming around, so you can't really make max level when all you can kill is a particularly large goblin. So she's
She
running
destroyed
around
the villain ecosystem.
effectively. So she's running around as a max level mage who at max level has more strength than pretty much the highest level fighter of the current era. Because
How's this
of
so
just
fair?
we've talked about the story before on your
Server. Max
Server.
level Archmage.
I've read it.
Literally in like the last 2 weeks, it got
Yeah,
really popular, I believe.
I know, and this is I'm about to get to that, Macadamia. So conveniently, this assassin has their main ability is when they stab someone and they cause a blood to come from the attack, they're able to steal a portion of that person's stats, which suddenly made the fight be much more serious that she was having because she was jobbing. Then she stopped jobbing a little bit, but she kept jobbing because she was just having fun fighting him, and the entire reason why she didn't delete the assassin from the start and go stop the guy from ending the world is because she doesn't want to kill people because killing people is wrong. Even though he's an assassin who has slaughtered entire dynasties, including babies in their crib, killing people is
Wow.
wrong.
That's fucking
And-
dumb.
She already knows this, by the way, as in the first arc. Yes, Macadamia. In the first arc of the story, when she first finds her apprentice, she captures 2 people who are doing sex slavery of random adventurers by ambushing them by pretending to be a lower level than they actually are to lull them into a false sense of security, and then leading them out into the wilderness, and then chaining them up with imprisonment cuffs. She saves the character she then takes on as the apprentice from this fate, and she captures both of these adventurers and then brings them back to town. And the town guard leader is just like, well, what do you want me to do with them? And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, they're gold tier adventurers. We don't have prison cells that can hold gold tier adventurers. Our prisons are for not superheroes, effectively. What do you want us to do? And she's like, well, keep them in prison. And he's like, well, we're just gonna kill them because we can't keep them in prison. So,
Fair.
and she's like, "Oh my
I
god,
think
I can't
I
let these
think the
people
worst-
die. They have to go into
Oh my
the
God,
forever
fuck.
box forever." And so she enchants their prison to be unbreakable by these adventurers instead.
I
Well, that's
think
fucking
the
dumb.
worst part about this, I've never read this on Royal Road, but there's a light novel that was doing that first. It's like called like The Land of Ladale or something.
I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that.
I remember you
Yeah.
mentioned that a while back.
Yeah, I remember
Like
that one.
which I want to be clear, it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great.
It's okay.
But like it's literally just whatever this stupid story like legit like someone should be reporting this for copyright infringements.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. It's actually
A lot
entirely
of them are like
possible
that.
that's the original. It's the same author. Because this story did come out of nowhere for a completely new name author with no history of a recently created account, and
Is
they've been
Liddell's-
dumping chapters 3 times a week. So it's entirely possible that that was the V1 of their story.
I mean,
think I
it's
know
a
what that-
no. I mean, like it's like a published light novel with like
Japan.
Oh.
It's also Japanese.
yeah, no. Like I want to be clear, Sneaky. Like it's a full published thing.
It was
So that
serialized
sounds-
back in 2010.
No, Jin, we're getting to that. Hold on. You guys
That
are
was-
that
not
sounds-
understanding what's going on here, so let me explain it for you. So, anyway, which leads up to this fight with the assassin, in that she blatantly states that she doesn't want to kill the assassin. And so she jobs the fight for a little bit and just talks with him. And then he takes out this anti-magic dagger made out of dimensional glass and tries to stab her with it, and that's where he gets the Tither, and now he's empowered. And now she has to take it a little bit more seriously. So after that chapter came out, people flipped shit in the
Imagine.
comments. Because they were like, why is she jobbing so hard? What the fuck is this? Why is she jobbing? She can stop this assassin instantly, go find the daughter, and save the day. Why is she jobbing? And so, the next chapter that comes out, the author spends like half the fucking chapter talking about basically justifying why she's jobbing as a response.
Was it I'm bored?
Oh, well, actually, I'm studying the magic of the dagger, and actually, me studying the magic of the dagger actually, conveniently, gives me the ability to progressively make my magic better at countering the magic of the dagger, and actually, this is all for an actually really good reason, actually.
Motherfucker,
Wow,
you
this
could
sounds
have
like shit
beat
that
him
should've-
and taken the dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I kind of just read it.
And
Like it was
so-
fun for like casual read, but it's
Then,
not great.
this chapter just ended with the assassin dying. So the most recent chapter just ended with the assassin dying because the assassin cuts out her face, which cuts the illusion that she had over her face, revealing that she is the max level mage hero that saved the world 2,000 years ago. And the assassin goes, oh, fuck!
You done fucked up, boy.
And he's like, okay, well, I gotta take this a little bit more seriously now, and goes to kill the apprentice. Which she then reacts by deleting him from reality.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, this person's really strong. I'm gonna go
But
fight
I
this
thought-
other person.
I can't let this
I thought-
monster make another one.
I thought she didn't kill.
Oh, she doesn't kill. Unless, conveniently, they threaten the apprentice.
Oh, I
Of
thought they were about
course.
to say deleting someone from reality doesn't mean I'm killing them because they never existed.
That's not how that works.
True.
Uh,
Sure it
counterpoint.
is.
Counterpoint. Wheel of Time says otherwise.
Yeah. No, there was a massive crash out in the comments about how the main character was just really jobbing the last couple of chapters, and they were really pissed off that there was no reason for her to job, and so the author was responding with that by being like, no, there is a reason for her to job. No, she's got a job.
The reason was to look cool, except then you remember she's max level and this guy isn't, so she's really just literally fucking around for no reason.
Patreon's up to 76.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, people could have been complaining about it earlier.
Can't believe Sneaky turned into the.
I don't pay for the Patreon. I only get free chapters off of fucking Space Battles. I don't even go on Kenmono. Fuck Kenmono. It's such a pain in the ass.
I mean, I haven't even read it, so and this is convincing me.
Can
not to
confirm
download it.
Kenmono is a pain.
Hey, look, it's a fine story, right? As much shit as I'm giving this story, it's perfectly fine. It's just there's a lot of it's unfortunately one of the stories that is, if you read it in one giant lump, it's fine. But if you read it chapter by chapter, you think about each chapter, and as you're thinking about each chapter, you're just like, why is the character doing this? Aren't they supposed to be a magical genius? Aren't they supposed to be a max level archmage? Why are they?
I mean, like, all right, no difficulty tutorial. The main character is set up explicitly from day one to do shit exactly like this. Yeah, I could beat him. I could beat him right now, but I want to learn more stuff, and that means letting him do some damage so I can figure out what he's doing so I can defend against this in the future. But that's not what this is doing.
See, I could believe that if that's what it originally was. The rationalization of why she's not just beating the assassin happens after she doesn't beat the assassin.
Not as she's not beating the assassin, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of makes it sound like a justification after the fact.
That's what it is.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically the justification was happening while she was fighting him, but it only happened a chapter after she started fighting him, where she started, like, she wasn't taking it seriously at first, and then he managed to nick her, and she's like, oh, that's a pretty cool dagger. I'm just gonna completely throw this fight right now just to study how he uses the dagger. Except he doesn't use the dagger in a special way, and the author just goes on and on and on about how it's an anti-magic dagger, and how she's trying, and telling us that she's totally trying a bunch of different magic on the dagger, but it's not working. He doesn't actually show her doing anything, or show the fight, or show how she's jobbing the fight. He just keeps telling us how the fight's going, and telling us how she's totally casting magic on this dagger a bunch, but it's just not working. But she's getting better. Well, how is she getting better? Well, I mean, you know, she just is, okay? I don't
She
have
is
to
Justice, bro.
explain how she's getting better at this. She just is.
Trust me, bro. It's happening. Trust me.
It's happening. Yeah,
Totally.
literally, it's happening. But there's nothing special about the assassin using the dagger that can't explain why she can't just kill the guy, take the dagger,
And
and
take
then
the
play,
Take the
dagger.
dagger.
and play with it
Exactly.
herself. Like, there's literally, it's not like Overlord where she physically can't pick the dagger up because she's a mage and mages don't use daggers. There is nothing in universe or out of universe that would stop her from killing the guy and just playing with the dagger, because that's what she wants to do. But she's post hoc justifying not killing the guy by justifying that she's actually studying the dagger. And that's why she can't kill the guy, because she has to study the dagger.
Study the dagger for 100 years. Still I know nothing about studying the dagger.
Writers accepting feedback is kind of the default assumption when they post to a public forum. Yes, I do
Nope.
agree. Yes.
Not even
Yeah.
when they post to a public forum. When you sell a book, like
Nah, Not anymore.
No. Phoenix, the dagger doesn't steal. The dagger is just an anti-magic dagger. It's the assassin's ability that steals your stats.
And she was worried about the anti-magic.
And she's more focused
Not
on the
the
anti-magic,
stat
not the
theft.
assassin. Yeah.
Because his stat theft is sure. Even if he steals 10,000 points of stats from her, okay, you've stolen a percentage of my stats.
Well, it was
1%.
also,
I have
oh
a
no,
million.
you stole strength from me as a mage. Oh no, whatever will I do without a portion of my strength stat?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Anyway, fireball. Yeah, oh, conveniently, he steals stats to make the fight justifiable. Yes, conveniently. Yeah. Conveniently, he happened to be following the daughter that night to conveniently overhear the discussion that she was having with the apprentice. Conveniently. Yeah. Letting the main character
Jesus.
fight them. Conveniently delaying the main character from getting to the daughter. Conveniently allowing the bad guy to carry out his plan of dimensional breach. Conveniently.
Well,
But conveniently, her fighting the assassin's anti-magic dagger, which conveniently is made out of the same material that the bad guy is about to create the dimension breach out of, conveniently is going to let her learn how to use magic on the dimensional breach. Conveniently.
Ah, good.
There's also the one thing I gotta say, just like a minor pet peeve with her. The author always ends everything in a fucking cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. That's because they're
no,
selling
that's just the
chapters.
thing everyone has to do these days
Well,
if you want to keep attention.
Yeah, they're selling chapters. Of course they are. Look, I'm not going to blame an
Like I do
author
it.
for selling chapters and doing
Oh
cliffhangers.
yeah, no, I'm
That's
not.
just what
But
it
just
is.
like that format is just like, god damn it, I'm getting sick and tired of every fucking chapter being a cliffhanger.
But
Every
see, like,
chapter has to be either a cliffhanger or a zinger. One or the
but
other.
here's the thing, right? Is that I don't care about your cliffhangers because it feels like the chapters you write sign leave off on a good moment.
Exactly. That's the aim, is to have them. The chapter is whole and it stands alone by itself, and that is the ultimate end goal there. That
Yeah.
Yes, that is.
And
that's the
meanwhile,
sweet
their
spot.
chapters, every single one of their chapters is like, what is that? Find out next week on. It's like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do those every great now and then and get away with it, but you better not be doing it every fucking chapter.
No, they
Like,
do
they
it
do it
literally every
narratively
chapter.
sometimes.
Every chapter. It is so fun. And their chapters are only like 2K words long.
Yeah.
No, it's not AI.
Ew.
But yeah, like I said, like the writing competence in of itself is they are very competent at writing. The problem is their narrative is dog shit.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
But yeah, so anyway, this person says writers accepting feedback is kind of the default assumption when they're posting on the forum, which I 100% agree with. But the author has different ideas. The author
Really, what does the author say?
responds with, to be frank, if writers accepted advice, or even a consensus of advice, of space battlers, their stories would be worse for it.
I mean, yes, but
Yes, but no. So here's the
you
thing,
came
right?
to a forum for interaction.
Well, yes, there is that, but also at the same time, the point isn't that you take the direct advice. This is where this is like this is perfectly. So the customer is always right is another truncated statement, right? The customer is always right. What they want is what you should pay attention to, not what they're saying.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say again. This full statement is the customer is always right in matters of taste.
Yes, it's the same thing with fucking blood thicker than water or whatever, and it's like no, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. It's a truncated statement that means the opposite of what it's supposed to, and it's the same instance here of yes, technically speaking, taking a random space battler's advice is a fucking terrible idea, and I've watched numerous stories get destroyed for it. But if you're posting a chapter and everyone is saying, hey dude, this was a really bad chapter, I really don't like where the main character is going with this, your pacing is completely off,
At that
look
point, it might be time
at
to
the chapter again. Don't take what they're saying and apply it. Take what they're meaning and apply it. What do they mean by the chapter feels off? What do they mean by the main character isn't acting right? Look at your shit again. Reassess. Because
so the setting notes.
True. Many times authors get up in their own head, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but they just do. They get up in their own head, and they're thinking 19 steps ahead of what they're writing, and they're like, oh, well, my character would do this here. It's like, well, yes, sure, they would do this here in the future when this has already happened and they've learned from it. But right now, they wouldn't. So you have to make them make that mistake right now, because they would, in this instance, make that mistake right here. Or they wouldn't make that mistake here because you've already said they're an expert in logistics, so why would they forget to pack food? You know?
True.
So it's just, yes, you're not supposed to take the literal advice, but you are supposed to take the, this has got a bad vibe advice. Reassess your shit. Go, everyone's saying this chapter has a bad vibe. Does it actually have a bad vibe? Am I not displaying to the audience what needs to be transmitted to them? If they're all saying they're getting weird messaging from this, did I not properly express to them what they need to know about this chapter? Authors
On the other hand,
should
sometimes
only ever
readers-
take advice from other professional authors.
Well, no. No.
No. If you taking a random space battler's advice on how to write a story is better than taking Stephen King's advice. Stephen King wrote half of his stories high on coke, and the other half of his stories with one hand.
Sometimes it was both of those at the same time.
Yeah.
As with it.
So, no, and what works for Brandon Sanderson doesn't work for you. You're not Brandon Sanderson.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
they don't get that.
Tolkien. You're not G.R.R. Martin. You aren't that professional author. You don't ask an artist. You don't go like, oh, I can only get advice from Michelangelo on how to paint. It's like, no, there's dozens of ways of painting, and I'm sure if Michelangelo was still alive, he would say, fuck off, go figure out what your soul says, or some shit. Vincent van Gogh was only popular after he died. J.K. Rowling was only popular a decade after she originally wrote Harry Potter.
Sorry?
Yeah. She had to re-release it before it got popular.
Oh.
Yep.
Aragon was the same way. It only got popular after it got re-released 5 or 6 years later. Like, do you think they got advice from professional authors? No, of course not. No one would fucking talk to them in the field because they weren't professional authors yet. They were just some fucking random who wrote a book. Where do you think they got their advice? Oh, maybe it was from the people reading their stories.
No.
Yeah. I know, right? Insane idea.
Impressive.
Maybe if you ask people who like sci-fi stories what they want to see in a sci-fi story, you might understand why a sci-fi story is popular. Have I cracked the code?
Thank you. That's some
You're
crazy
really
talk
getting into
you're
this.
putting out there.
A, I'm drunk. B, I fucking hate people who are up their own ass like this guy.
And this explains a few things.
Well, you've also dealt with this on a personal level because that
Yeah.
rant started getting personal about halfway through.
Yeah, it did.
Names do not need to be named on stream, but
Yeah.
Speaking of names,
wants
weren't you
to
going
read
to
it?
name who that thing belonged to?
When it comes to
No.
feedback readers give, and Brandon Sanderson himself said this, how did I predict what they were going to say?
I'm gonna say
How
this.
did I
As
know?
the guy who constantly tells people how cool Sanderson is, shut the fuck up.
They cannot be trusted to give you more than an emotional state, as they have no idea how storytelling really works. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you ignore them when they say things of this is stupid, why is the character acting like this, and your only answer is, I'm a professional writer. Like, do you need me to point to every single fucking TV show that Netflix has tried to develop for the past 6 years? They were all
Yes.
professional writers too. You know what would happen if The Witcher took the advice of the Watchers, who were very emotional, and telling them emotionally how they were emotionally not invested in the story anymore because they were shitting all over it? Oh, they just canceled it.
Oh, did they actually cancel The
Oh,
Witcher?
yeah, they
They
canceled it.
You
didn't
know who-
cancel it.
You know who we would
They
still?
didn't?
You know who would
thought they
still
did.
be doing the show?
Yeah, right.
They got
Only
Hugh
one of the
Carroll.
biggest actors anyone's ever heard of. No, instead you have to get Chris Hemsworth, unknown shitbag of a brother.
No,
Hey,
because
look,
he'll
no,
listen
no,
instead
no.
of reading the source material and going, "Hey, this is how it's actually supposed to be written."
Credit where credit's due. The guy wasn't terrible and seemed to at least care a little bit about doing The Witcher right. But the problem is that in the latest season, apparently he only had 13 lines.
Yeah, because they have
Yeah.
to go with someone else, don't they?
No, I'm talking about the other person. The other person had
Oh.
only 13
The
lines in the
Timu
new
Geralt
season.
only had 13 lines.
Yeah,
The who?
Team U.
Timu
Geralt.
Geralt.
Chris
That
Oh,
Hemsworth's
yeah.
little
Just
brother.
stuck from Geralt.
Yeah,
Liam Hemsworth, I think his name is.
I don't care what
Yeah.
his name is. And this is not against him. I just generally don't care what actors' names are in general.
Same.
Fair.
I just only
that's
know him
fine.
because Australia's proud of them because they're Australian.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, your feedback isn't useful because you can't comprehend the story I am trying to tell.
Ooh, all right. No. He is so far up his own ass.
It doesn't matter what kind of story you're trying to tell. If your readers stop reading it,
Yeah.
then you're telling the story to no one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like telling a campfire story and then suddenly you're talking about how your dick is big and you shoot lightning out of your ass and that's why you're able to 1v1 the Wendigo and people just start getting up and leaving and you're like, oh, why are you guys leaving? I'm telling a really interesting story. You don't know how the lightning affects the end of the story. Why are you leaving? It's like,
I promise it's gonna be really important that my dick shoots lightning.
yeah. It's like, well, the story you're telling isn't interesting, so of course we're leaving. Your job is to entertain us. If you're not entertaining us, you can go take your storytelling and shove it up your fucking ass and twist.
Dance,
Damn, that's
monkey,
crazy.
dance.
You're kind of just hand-wavy saying you don't like anti-magic, and that I should just do something else. You don't even realize the scenes I have in my mind that I would have to delete, the plot lines that I would have to rearrange, that are no longer possible because anti-magic is no longer a thing. Your comment is
you're
without
exaggerating,
real
right?
understanding of the nuanced narrative I am weaving and crafting in this world.
We considered just stopping.
See, you think I'm exaggerating, and I am.
I think you're exaggerating.
But the problem here is, I'm barely exaggerating.
Oh, barely.
Yeah, his actual comment was, I should have done something else, and you don't even realize what scenes would have to be deleted and what plot lines are no longer possible because of it. You comment without real understanding of how crafting a story works.
I mean, yeah, the dude can't look up your ass and read your mind. Obviously not. He doesn't know what the fuck you got planned.
Yes, and I
that
mean,
doesn't mean he's wrong, and that the point you.
as
what
a
you're doing was
writer,
stupid.
that's the whole point of breadcrumbs. And so this is the other thing that Sign gets right and that I do a shitload in the stories I write, is I leave a fuckload of breadcrumbs everywhere, so readers get to sit there and be like, oh, what's this do? Oh, what's this do? Oh, what's this do? What's he gonna do with this now?
And then when they get it right, oh my god, I feel so smart. I'm a smart boy. I got it right.
Yeah, even though I basically led them to the fucking answer, but that's the point. Is you are supposed to lead them to
The
the
problem
answer.
is, a lot of them are so dense that even if you paint a yellow brick road and put out neon signs instead
But
of
that's the
breadcrumbs,
best part, Sign, is that when they reach the
still-
end of... Yes, and then when they reach the end, they'll still be wowed and clap. It's all about presentation. And this guy doesn't have any, because he shits out 3K word chapters that don't leave any time for any substance besides the exact events that are conveniently occurring. I do this, but I had a bunch of red herrings to troll the readers. They kind of didn't like it when I
As
did
one
that to
should.
them. Well, see, I'm not saying you can't do that.
Shit.
See, when
Not a
I say I
bunch,
leave a
though.
shit ton of breadcrumbs, I mean I retroactively leave breadcrumbs. You see, I do this really great thing where I kind of just put shit out there, and then when readers are like, oh, this thing, what cool thing is he going to do with this thing I just found and connected in the story? And I'll just look at that comment and be like, holy shit, dude, I love that comment. It's now canon.
I've done that more than I care to admit.
That is a great idea! That totally is what I was doing the whole time!
Well, that shit's happening now.
Average Bungie writer.
I mean, hell, there's been times when I make joking comments to Sign, and Sign's like, wait, write that down, write that down.
Write that down. Yes, exactly.
Or they'll call it bullshit that came out of nowhere even when you put breadcrumbs everywhere. Yes, that is true. You're not wrong. However, here's the key part, is that when you cultivate an audience who likes to look for those breadcrumbs, they then go fight that battle for you.
Yep.
And I've had people come in to Undying Scarab and be like, oh, you didn't say anything about this. And then, like, the next page of comments was just people clowning on the guy, just pointing out every little thing that he was wrong about. And you just leave. He wouldn't even fight it. He just got beclowned and laughed, and I was like, I'm so fucking proud of you guys.
Of course, they didn't realize that they were helping you beclown him retroactively.
Of course. Well, that usually isn't retroactively. So far, at this point in time, in Undying Scarab, so far, we've only had an actual oopsie moment one time. But otherwise, yeah, people will just be like, "Oh, well, you never said anything about this," and it's just like, no, we actually had a whole section. It was like 3,000 words long, where we explicitly outlined the thing you just said we didn't talk about. Not breadcrumbs, not hinting at it, not retroactive. Explicitly called it out, outlined, talked about it, said what we were doing about it, the whole 9 yards. So you just didn't read the story. And then they would be like, "Oh, well, I mean, I guess I just missed that part." Yeah, I guess you did.
The back down.
Yeah, I've had that happen before.
If you do wish to leave me feedback, you should only ever leave a review after I have crafted the entire book and posted it here.
Shut
Oh,
your
fuck
fucking
you.
mouth.
What did they make initial ending and then kept going because people bitched about it being so short-ended or whatever?
Yes, they did actually complete the original book
So
about
they
20
can't.
chapters ago. And then people said, "Well, what the fuck was the point of book 1? You didn't go anywhere and do anything." And they went like,
Alright, well, it's fucking 9:30 and this author's up their own ass.
I know!
That sounds...
We got a whole half post left! It just gets better!
Nah,
No.
nah.
Sneaky, I think it's time to stop.
I'm gonna go eat food.
I'm drinking. No.
Oh dear.
I don't read mid-book feedback because the readers are emotional, impatient, small-brained nitwits who can't give good critique if they tried. And as a non-pro author, they are not qualified to do so anyway.
I mean, all right, listen.
So here's the thing about
readers can be kind of retarded.
Yes, they absolutely can. But here's the thing, right? Is being up your own ass about it doesn't put you in a better situation than them. It's like, oh, you're retarded.
No, absolutely not.
You're retarded, I say, putting on my clown makeup and my clown wig and my clown shoes to go into my clown car to drive to my clown home so I can watch my wife clown cuck me.
With a rodeo clown.
With my radio clown blasting.
No, a rodeo clown. She's fucking the rodeo clown.
No, she's fucking the bull.
Yeah. Also, why out of everything?
She is a rodeo clown.
Why out of everything did Clear Obscure decide to copy Dark Souls 2 in that if you fall more than 2 inches, you roll forwards?
Well,
parkour, I don't care about anything except for that. Like, people complain about the parkour, but it's not the parkour that's the problem, it's just fucking that.
So I'm going to abridge this review that someone left that the author is now quoting in full just so we can get to the author responding and being an asshole. So the reader here left a pretty good review. I enjoyed the story, characters, atmosphere. I probably wouldn't have read all the way to the point where I'm complaining if I hadn't enjoyed your story to this point. But the problem is that once I caught up and stopped reading in bulk and instead read chapter by chapter, I started thinking about each chapter. Oh my god! I keep being right!
Saying what you literally just said a minute ago, yes.
Are you going to take this critique from me, author? I'm being paid. That means I'm a professional author. Is my critique worth something, then? I realized the pacing was very poor and very disjointed when I read chapter by chapter. I'm not telling you to fix it. I'm just letting you know that this was my feelings on the recent chapters, and this is how it goes. I'm not telling you to release more chapters. and you clearly write well as I've read this far, but I think if you give your chapters more words, you can make the story better per release. All of that is to say, maybe don't upload 3K chapters a week, and instead a 9 to 10K chapter once a week. I respect the output and the grind, and maybe you're just more comfortable working at that pace. But I feel like the pacing as a reader is suffering for it. I don't know. I don't know what advice to give you here. Maybe it's a catch-22. It is a serial release. It's impossible to polish every arc of the story before uploading it. Yet, as readers, we still wish to see how the story fleshes out in the whole. It's one thing to write a whole book and release it in one go, letting the readers read to the cliffhanger for the next story. But it's another thing that you have to add a cliffhanger at the end of every chapter 3 times a week. This reaction, I hope, shows you that people want your chapters, but are feeling bitter about weeks after weeks of cliffhangers. That's all I wanted you to know.
No.
How
See,
now? How could this review possibly be bad? Well,
oh no, he replied.
if your issue is just the fact that it's a serial release, you should just pay me on my Patreon to read more chapters.
That
Didn't
won't
completely
fix
miss
the
the
issue
point.
of it being serial.
It's just serialized
I'm
with a
more
paycheck.
focused on writing a proper novel than making every chapter feel good.
Did they what?
So then why is every chapter a cliffhanger?
To keep
If
people coming
you're
back.
more focused on writing the novel and the novel release and how it outputs as a novel, then why is every chapter a serial cliffhanger?
Okay, see, here's the thing. I know what he's doing and I know why he's doing it, including the word count.
Oh, I'm aware. No, and I'm saying
It's-
to counter his point, he's claiming that he's doing it for the novel. I understand he's doing a serial release with cliffhangers so he could get people to pay for each chapter. I get that. I'm not blaming him for it. All I'm saying is don't come out here with your ass in the air and your face in your dirt and going, oh, well, you see, you don't understand my genius. I'm trying to craft the perfect novel here. Now pay for each chapter.
No, the reason it's that length and he's doing the scummy shit he's doing isn't because he's trying to get people to pay for it. It's because he's trying to game the algorithm for Royal Road because that is the sweet spot for both release time and release size in order to get it up into the high numbers.
Yes,
And then
that's
if he gets
exactly
an original story
what
to
he
do that,
says in the next paragraph.
oh, there we go. But if he does that, if he gets it long enough, he'll get offered a deal by Amazon to get that put on their shit. That's what he's going for. That's why he's all about my perfect novel.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is don't sit here and be like novel when you're not doing it for the novel. You're clearly doing it specifically, even yourself admitting that you're doing it specifically because you want to game the algorithm and get maximum views and maximum payout per month, so you can then take that payout per month and turn it into payout per year by Amazon.
I mean,
just don't fucking don't again. I'm not shitting on him for that. I'm shitting on him for trying to put, dandelions and roses around it, being like, well, no, actually, it's for a higher goal, you see. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
exactly,
craft a
no.
novel. Like, no, you're not. Shut the fuck up. You're trying to get bought out. Fuck off.
I mean, well, yes, you are trying to craft a novel, but it's explicitly in a certain way that games the algorithm and gets you the most likes you can get so that Amazon will pick it up. And that's the novel you're working towards.
And bro really went out and got 700 likes on that.
Idiot.
On his comment.
Wow. On his comment, yeah. This guy has 7,300 members, earning $30K a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's earning $30,000 a month.
And the reason why he's earning $30K a month is because you have two options. $10 a month or $20 a month.
Damn, why?
You know what the $20 a month role gets you?
A thank
What
you.
does it get you?
The
think?
chapter's early.
A thank you and a different Discord role.
Is that seriously it?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The only difference between the
I-
$10
ooh.
and the $20 amounts is you get a different Discord role and an extra thank you if you give him 20 instead of 10.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Why are the idiots falling for that?
People with disposable income.
It's insane. See, here's the thing, right? This is another marketing tactic, right? I'm going to reveal the curtain here. So the two membership options are $10 or $20. Now, when an initial person joins in here, they'll see $10 and be like, oh, that's too much money. I can't do $10. And then they look to the $20 one and they go, $20 and all I get is an extra roll. $10 actually
I
isn't
guess I'll
that
go
bad.
for $10.
And I do get a lot of chapters from it, and I do want to read it early. And if you really think about it, I'm getting like a chapter for $1, so that's like pretty good. And then that's how they get you, because now that they're paying to read 8 to 12 chapters ahead, that means they would have to wait weeks to have the free membership catch up if they stopped paying. But they want to read the next chapter
FOMO.
now.
It's not even fucking FOMO at that point.
I know. That's the thing, though, is that a lot of people don't think about weeks as weeks. They think about weeks as years.
But they're not.
I know. But you have to keep in mind that we are in the lowest common denominator market right now, and people are still clamoring that we need to give people money.
For what?
To live. Don't you understand? They're not being paid enough to live.
Oh, you mean the old UBI?
No. We just have to raise the minimum wage to $25 because that's the living wage.
And then
you don't understand. If they don't get $25, they can't live. And by live, we mean buy Louis Vuitton bags and the newest iPhone and spend $300 in subscriptions to various services and buy new shoes and go out to eat every night.
Yeah, that's
It'd help if you moved out of California as well. Just a thought.
Yeah, but they have to live in California. They have to live in New York City and California. You don't understand, Max. They have to.
I know I don't. When I found out that we were moving to the countryside, I was so happy.
Sheldon says no.
I don't get
I
the
agree.
opinion. I don't get the appeal of living in a big city, especially not
it's
the
disgusting.
cesspits that New York City and San Diego and Los Angeles have become
I
in the last 5 years.
Like,
Mhm,
Burlington,
mhm.
Vermont was the biggest city I could ever really stand to live near. And I only lived near that. And that was like a population of like 40,000 people. Like that that's nothing. I, I I cannot fathom why you would ever want to live in an apartment that costs $7,000 a month. It fits your bed, your mini fridge, your toilet, a half shower, and you decide to buy 5 pets, and also you go out to eat every night because you have to, because you don't have a kitchen, because you couldn't afford the $9,000 rent apartment that includes a sink and half an oven.
Or you refuse to learn how to cook even the most basic of things.
Yes, yeah.
Imagine
I can't
not
cook.
learning how to make
Now,
spaghetti.
have you tried? Yeah, I can't cook.
Imagine not knowing how to brown beef.
Right.
Right?
So I actually
Jesus.
tried this new thing recently, and I'm actually really liking it. I got a rack of ribs, and I saw on one of the recommendations that if I'm using a dry rub, I should, because I don't own a grill because I live in an apartment. So shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
sign. I should
I know, I've heard it.
turn the oven to 500, cook it uncovered for 20 minutes, and then cover it up, drop the temperature to 300, and cook it for 3 hours. And that turned out really well.
It didn't overdo it?
Yeah,
No,
that's one-
oh my
that's
god,
one
the
way to
meat
tr-
is
that's one way
literally
to slow
falling
roast.
apart.
It's not tough.
No, super soft.
Did you use
Gotta
liquid
sign it.
smoke?
Nope,
I should really
no,
get
just
into
normal
actually
rub.
browning my beef again.
Sign.
Yeah.
It's this old technique called slow roasting.
Yeah, I
don't need a-
understand what
you don't
slow
need a
roasting
grill.
is.
Are you
I'm
sure?
wondering about the temperature change from 500 for how long?
500 for 20 minutes, and then 300 for 3 hours.
Is that on one side or both sides?
You don't.
Do you flip it?
You don't
You
flip
don't
it.
flip it?
No. Just make sure
You
that
got
the
water
silver
in the
skin's
pan?
taken off on the bottom. Nope. Dry. The fat melting basically makes the liquid underlayer. Yeah. Because you put it in the pan so it catches all the fat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Huh.
have to try this sometime.
Yeah, it
Huh.
turned out really well.
Yeah,
It
that-
seared the spice into the ribs. It was really good. It worked out very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
sound pretty good.
100% the point of the 500 at 20.
Because normally
Yeah, that
I do
must
the
be-
other way. Is I normally do it 3 hours at 300, and then the last 20
And then
minutes
crank it
at
up to
like
5.
400. Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the point is to get the skin cooked as quick as you can so that
So you
it'll
seal
hold everything
in.
else in.
Yeah.
Get that good sear first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're
Well,
doing a
not
steak
skin,
in a
but
skillet.
that little bit of that little outer layer right there.
It just
Yeah,
for the
it's a
longest
sear.
time I've been trying out all these different recipes, and every single recipe has been saying sear it last, and I was like, okay, for oven ribs, sear last. All right, fine. And then this one was like, no,
Probably start
sear
cooking
first. And I
it.
was like, okay, this is different. Let's try it. It turned out really well. Crazy good. The bones also cooked so well. I ate like half of them.
You ate
It's
the bones.
yours.
Yeah. You eat? Yeah, the bones.
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
thing you
I
can
understand eating the
do
meat
with
off the
some-
bones, but the
I
bones.
mean,
Yeah, the bones were so soft and the marrow was so nicely cooked.
Oh.
You
that
can.
I just ate the bones.
Oh. They were that soft. Okay.
Well, some of the bones were soft enough. Like I said, like half of each of the bones was soft enough to just eat it. And I'm now gonna make broth out of the rest.
Yeah. Or throw it in with something, like if you're doing cabbage or beans.
Yeah. Oh, I got a bunch of garlic that needs to be used, so I'm just gonna chuck it in there with the garlic. I
could do it
pan
for,
sear instead of using an oven. Oh well, that's for steaks. Yeah, I can't really sear a
Yeah.
rack of ribs in a pan.
Well, no, you
Uh,
can. You just need a big enough pan. Or
I
to cut
don't
the-
have a
cut
big
the
enough
ribs.
pan to do that.
Well, then you cut ribs into sections and you sear it by section.
Eh,
That is a thing you can do.
I know it's a thing I could do, but I didn't. Sounds
Ribs are
like it'd
made to
be
be
fun
cut.
with bouillon. Oh yeah, and you can absolutely make bouillon out of it. Yeah. Yeah. I got both a rotisserie chicken from Costco, and I ripped the shit out of that thing. That oof. I ate so much rotisserie chicken on that first night. But yeah, so I'm gonna be boiling the bone rack and the rotisserie scraps, and to make some stock, and then I'm gonna make rice with that.
God damn it! I just ate quesadillas, and you're making me hungry again. Stop! Now I want ribs, fucker. And these were good
Yes, I imagine
quesadillas.
that's the point.
It was even better. I got that rack of ribs for $3 a pound.
Ooh, not bad. Not bad.
It's a good
At all.
price. That's a good fucking price. I also got a spiral ham at $2.50 a pound, and so
Jesus.
I stuck that
beef
fucker
ribs?
into the freezer.
Pork or beef ribs, Sneaky?
Pork.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean normally, if
I wanna go to
you pay
Dreamland
attention to the
so
brand
much.
and you don't mind the ribs being a little bit old, my ShopRite, oh well, all ShopRites really, but my ShopRite, because it's in a good area still, does previously frozen sales for the ribs. And if you grab the non-ShopRite brands, because they price them all the same after they've been previously frozen, all of the high select brands and the ShopRite ribs all get priced the same at like $2 a pound for the ribs, for previously frozens. And so just grab all of the really high quality, high class brand rib racks that have been previously frozen, stick them back in the freezer, and then eat them whenever you're ready.
How
good.
old do you mean by old?
So previously frozen, as far as I'm aware, so they're not past their expiration date in terms of freezer burning.
Yeah.
I
They're
think
past the sell-by
ShopRite's
date, obviously, right?
yeah, obviously past the sell-by date. But they usually the previously frozen rack of ribs go for around I think the ShopRite cutoff is like 3 to 4 months in the freezer.
Uh-huh. That's not terrible.
No, it's not. Especially if you get the higher quality brands. Then the meat on them's great marbling still, so you just slap them in there.
As long as they haven't
Tastes
been
fine.
sitting out in the cooler for a few days and started to change colors, it'll be
Oh
fine.
yeah, no. All the previously frozens are all that day's batch.
Yeah, because no, I know people who go and expressly look for the meat that's starting to turn gray.
I mean, if you get it for a good price, it is what it is.
No, not even once. Never.
Some people.
2, I also marinate my stuff for 4 or 5 days.
Well, yeah, that
So
would do it.
I
mean,
need it.
yeah, I mean,
I need it fresh.
obviously you gotta buy on what you're doing, but if you really want ribs, but they're expensive, and then you buy the $1 gray ribs, then you cook them up and you have ribs. So,
Season them up and
sure,
go
they're not
low
great, and sure you can't marinate them, but I mean, hey, they cooked the same, and they're not killing you, so you had ribs that day, and you felt good.
and they do taste all right sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not terrible. Like I said, when you are eating on a budget, you just gotta,
Yeah.
live with the fact that you're on a budget,
Have you started cooking your own chicken breasts in a skillet and things like that?
No. I have not started doing that. I did see the that one video about how to dismantle a chicken for cheap and get tons of good meat out of it.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
What I like to do is get the boneless, skinless chicken breast tenders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but those are super expensive. Those are
No, actually,
crazy expensive comparatively. Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Come,
They're like
I
$10 a
paid.
pound.
Let me hang on. Let me open her up. I got some in the fridge, or had some.
Great.
No, those I paid $6 a pound for.
That's insane for chicken.
Ah.
Sign. I got a whole 3-pound chicken for $5.
Okay, well, that's because Costco's crazy.
Well, yes.
Yeah, Costco's
It's
crazy, and I don't. I don't.
But
have a
no, Sign,
Costco
that's still a
membership.
bad price. Like, thighs and breasts are between $3 and $4 a pound.
Let me put it this way:
Boneless.
the other stuff, the high quality stuff, was $8 or $9 a pound.
Yeah, and that's why you buy the whole chicken and just dismantle it yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point
you
is,
can, or you can pick a cut of meat that actually has flavor, like thighs,
I mean,
which are
thighs
so
are
much
good. Thighs are
cheaper.
okay.
And
Well, Max,
people
you
shit
should
on
know
thighs
by now
despite
that
being
Sign hates
the
flavor.
No, I don't mind thighs. I really don't. I just, if I'm doing chicken in the skillet specifically for like my quesadillas or sandwiches or whatever the hell I'm making, it's usually quesadillas these days.
I
I
saw
prefer
a really
the
good one.
breasts.
I think it was thighs. I think I saw in that dismantling chicken video. He showed you how to fry the thigh in a skillet in a specific way that caused it to basically be a crispy chicken hamburger.
Nice.
Oh yeah, no.
Crispy
Thighs,
chicken hamburgers are
great
great.
skillet. They
But definitely get real butter and fry them in real butter every
Or
time.
use tallow. Butter marinade, garlic butter marinade maybe, but typically I'll cook
just
shit in
Well, you
tallow.
make your
pan sear 'em
own
with
garlic butter.
with an oil of your choice. Like,
Yeah, composite butter. Damn, that shit's
If
good.
you're using oil, go with olive oil. Don't go with vegetable oil.
Oh, well,
That's just
obviously.
fucking slop.
Yeah.
You will notice the taste if you do them side by side.
Yeah, I was talking about that on the other server, the SDM, where I was just like, you know, these companies, they hide behind real oils and real milks, like almond milk. Like, actually making almond milk is actually pretty easy. All you have to do is take a bag of roasted almonds,
Take a bag of almonds.
and then you crush them all up, and then you let them soak in water overnight, and then you run the whole thing through a cheese cloth and squeeze, and you have almond milk. And
Yep.
these companies don't do that. They run in these industrial vat batches with extremely intense chemicals to basically dissolve the almond enzymes, and then they add like a whole bunch of shit to it, like emulsifiers and gelatin, suspension chemicals, and then they add in frothing chemicals specifically there to make the drink froth when you froth it like normal milk, because all of these fucking idiots go out and they're like, why doesn't my milk made out of fucking nuts work the same way as this other completely different liquid made of cow udder? Huh? Why are they not the same thing? Why are they work different? And so companies were like, okay, we'll just add some cancer-causing frothing agents to the milk to make it feel like you're eating healthier. It's like, you fucking morons. It's the same way for canola oil. Actual canola oil is pretty good. The problem is that canola oil and industrial processed coconut oil and all these other ones, if you're buying coconut oil that isn't a solid fucking block that you have to chip away at, then you bought the wrong coconut oil. You are not buying real coconut oil. Because They use chemicals to process this shit, and then they
Mhm.
call it canola oil. They call it seed oils, and they're just it's just junk. It's just garbage. It's just fucking chemicals. Industrial cleaner.
Yeah.
It's
No,
insane.
this is why I've switched almost entirely to butter for everything. I don't mean margarine. I mean butter.
Butter burns too much, so you're better off.
No.
You're better off adding butter as a taste at the end of anything you cook, and you should use things like tallow and olive oil.
Look, if your butter's burning, you've got the fucking pan too hot. Turn it down. Also, add your butter before you put your heat on. That way it slowly melts and doesn't just fucking burn.
Yes, that is ways of using to cook with butter, but the problem is that the longer that butter is exposed to heat, the more it breaks
The more it
down
burns, yes.
chemically. No, not burning. Chemically breaks down internally. You won't notice a difference, but the longer a butter is on direct heat for, the more it oxidizes. And oxidized butter
I
is
have
pretty
noticed
bad
that.
for you.
It is.
Yeah. So.
Well, shit.
Yeah. The more you know.
Is it better or worse for you than oil?
Honestly, it's even with longer cooked butter, I think it still came out as better than using the industrial seed oils, but it was like barely an improvement versus actually being an improvement.
How's tallow stand up on that?
Tallow is the recommended. If you have to use oils, olive, coconut, and tallow, because they all react differently and have a far higher oxidization point than it's olive oil for 500, tallow for 250.
It's higher smoke points.
Yeah.
Higher smoke points.
I was also talking about the oxidization rate of the fat. But yeah. So anyway, there's also this really cool thing from Townsend. Great channel to look up for some old recipes of good solid staple foods that we kind of stopped making, like pudding rolls. Not the modern pudding, the old pudding where it's just like this lump of bread and fat. That stores for a long time and tastes pretty good.
Organic grass-fed beef tallow, $21, $22 for a 14-ounce jar.
That's a ripoff.
Wagyu beef tallow, $32.99 for 42 ounces.
Everyone started transitioning over to tallow, so now there's tons of companies slapping labels and names on fucking everything, trying to scam people for paying way more. Honestly, if you live in a rural area and you got a butcher near you or a farm near you, lots of these places just dump the tallow.
So you can just go there and ask them to buy tallow.
Yeah, you want to buy suet.
I gotta
if you
start
want to
talking
process
around
it.
our local. I gotta start talking around our local, meat market people because we can't. I started doing fried rice using beef tallow. Because I figured out
Get
that
addicted.
was what the nice old Chinese lady from my childhood was doing at her restaurant. She
Right.
cooked with beef tallow for all of her fried rice.
Right.
And you can go through a lot of beef tallow, even just cooking a cup of fried rice.
Really?
Because you need it coating every grain.
Yeah.
Alternatively, just use lard, which is still beef
True.
tallow, but it's not as good.
No, lard
beef
is from pig.
Tallow. Well, no, you can get
Tallow.
beef lard as well. But
You can
tallow
also
is
get beef lard, yes, but it's different
tallow
sections of fat.
is, yeah, tallow is a very specific section of fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite tallow is duck tallow, but it's expensive.
So tallow is created from processing. Again, this is another problem, is that because normies are starting to get into the usage of tallow, the meaning of tallow is being denigrated because they're retards. Tallow is specifically fat that has been rendered from organ fat and crotch fat.
Okay.
Because it's the fat that surrounds lower organs, and the crotch it's a different fat composition than the fat you find in like arms and legs, and the sides, and the outside.
You mean where they're more muscular?
Yeah, where the marbling
So
comes
that's
from.
the fat that's just been sitting there collecting.
Yeah, well, it's not the fat that's there to collect. Suet is specifically cushioning fat. It's there to protect rather than as a just storage of energy. So it's the composition of it is different, and so it renders differently, it smokes differently, it tastes different. We talked about how omega-3 fatty acids was the most beneficial, and a lot of oils had very low omega-3s and more omega-6s and omega-9s. Yeah, if you want omega-3s, salmon and other meat-eating fish are the biggest sources of those. Because fish. I don't know why.
God, I could use good salmon right now.
I have a dream where I can get enough people living near or with me in an area, and we can collectivize our money and purchase a whole ass salmon or a whole ass tuna, like one of those giant salmons or tunas, right? The fucking the slab, the 300-pound slab. Because some of these fuckers
Or
get big.
you just go fishing.
You can't fish these up.
Well, salmon's not really.
Salmon's smaller.
River
yes.
salmon's not that huge.
No, it's not. But ocean salmon is bigger.
Yeah.
And they are harder to get. They're
Yeah.
also monitored.
Yeah.
Mm.
Costco
Wow.
actually sells Atlantic salmon.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It honestly, shockingly, the Chilean and Norwegian salmons that ShopRite sells are pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so just
Yeah,
to
but how
keep.
expensive are they?
Oh, it's like $10 a pound.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. The Chilean salmon at ShopRite is like $8 a pound. But yeah, they're big. They're big fuckers.
That's big fish.
Yeah. You should see how big the tunas are.
Well, the Atlantic salmon averages like $21 per package, and it's a proper fillet too. Like they've got an option for the fillet that actually doesn't have the skin on it, which is pretty unique when hunting down fish fillets of any sort.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
really don't
I
want
do
the skin on
really
it.
appreciate being able to cook salmon skin down, because then you can just slide it right off the skin and
It's not hard to remove the skin if you've got a fillet knife.
No, but you want to keep the skin on, because the layer between the skin and the salmon muscle that you eat, that fatty layer is the omega-3s you're eating the salmon for.
Yeah.
And so when you cook it with the skin off, you lose all of that to the pan.
I'm not eating the salmon to get omega-3s. I'm eating the salmon because I like salmon.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
I know, but that's the reason why a lot of people say you should eat salmon, and also it's where all the flavor of the fucking fish is.
It doesn't have a really fishy taste, though.
No, it shouldn't. If it has a fishy taste, then your fish might be going a little bit bad. It tastes like
water.
what is it? If you I've air fried salmon with the skin on, and it just got this really Atlantic salmon. How to phrase this? Honestly, it
I mean,
tasted like
it
I
should be
didn't even
noted.
need to salt it.
Well, there's sneaky.
Yeah,
There's a reason for that.
I know. I know that's my point.
That's one of the advantages of. I think that's a specific advantage of having saltwater fish is they
Here's the
don't
tuna.
really taste like fish. Like when something smells fishy, it's usually
Yeah.
because it's like fresh water. But saltwater, because of the salt, it doesn't really come through all that much. It just smells like ocean. Most of the time.
Last time I
If
had
it smells if it doesn't if it smells worse than ocean, your fish is probably going bad.
last time I had fish from a store, it was tilapia.
Surprise!
And that was the last time I had it. It tasted like
Yeah.
fucking garbage.
That's because tilapia is garbage. They are garbage feeder fish.
Yeah, and
they're
I
bottom
didn't know that
feeders.
when I bought it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds to me like you don't know how to season fish. Ironically.
No. The
No,
problem
I
with
seasoned it.
the problem with store-bought tilapia is that they literally dump slop to feed them. It's all like food waste. They just dump food waste to feed them.
I haven't had tilapia in a long time, but I remember like up to high school, they tended to taste pretty good. Whether you bread
Things have
and fry
changed
them
in
or you
terms of
just
how
pan
they're
sear 'em.
managed.
I want me some bread and fried bass fillets. Oh god damn.
Well,
That
you
sounds
live in
amazing.
Louisiana. Go grab your fishing pole and find the nearest hole.
I know. I just haven't had time to go do it. That and I had to buy
Find a local
fishing
fishing hole.
license.
I need to learn how to. Honestly, I need to learn how to gut a fish.
Ask hold down to the mouth,
here we
stick your
go.
fingers in and pull it out.
The reason why you shouldn't eat farm-raised tilapia is due to the nature of tilapia farming in the United States and across the world. High levels of mercury, high levels, and they're also fed soy-based foods, causing excess estrogen production in the meat.
Xenoestrogen, yeah.
Tilapia is
This is
historically
specifically farm-raised tilapia?
yes, specifically farm tilapia. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why I thought it tasted good. I don't think we ever had farm-raised. I think we usually got stuff that, they boast about when you can actually catch it from the ocean and
Well,
handle it from there.
a lot of the ocean-caught fish are actually just in giant fish farms, where basically they just have a section of the ocean, not so much cordoned out, but more like patrolled, basically, where they keep the fish. So it's like, it's not as bad as just
They
having
have
a
nests
fucking
set up here.
bucket. Yeah. It's not as bad as the bucket so basically farm raised fish is where it's just like a fucking small ass apartment sized net of fish and they just kind of
It's a pool.
Yeah.
They're literally growing them in an above ground swimming pool.
Yeah, so one of the biggest issues with farm raised tilapia is massive bacteria outbreaks.
Oh wow, massive bacteria outbreaks in the small enclosed space with the literal bottom feeders? Who would have thought?
Right?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. But yeah, so bacteria, people get sick constantly eating them. Mercury concentrations. It is very unfortunate that fish that are tasty seem to have a lot of problems with mercury. Oh yeah, by the way, to answer the original question, Sign, when I originally bought my beef tallow, I got 7 pounds for $40.
Damn.
Yeah, that's one of the options, by the way, Sign. One of those is Rocky Mountain beef tallow, $45, which is about 40 cents an ounce, which is a very clear winner over the rest of this. Oh, there's another one for $39.88.
Yeah, so what I did when I was trying to select what the best tallow is A, read the reviews. But you also want to look to see if it's both food ready and cosmetic ready. Because if it's cosmetic ready, then that means it actually has even harsher
Standards.
health standards than food ready.
Because
And
they're claiming we can put that right on your face.
because you directly absorb it. Yeah, so it's a little bit different than getting it processed. And the reason why you want both cosmetic and food safe, because tallow that's marked just cosmetic safe usually can't be cooked with because it usually has additives in it that make it better for skin, but not great when you put it on heat.
How do you store that? Just in a
You
cabinet?
just put it on the shelf. Yeah, just keep it sealed and on a shelf. You don't need to put it in the fridge. You can, but typically, as long as you use it within a year of cracking it open, you're fine. Tallow basically doesn't go bad unless you're retarded.
6 months to a year, and then 12 months to 18 months if you refrigerate it.
Yeah. If you don't crack it open, it basically stays fine for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's literally what you use to make pemmican with. The pemmican,
Yes.
the tallow seals the meat. And you kind of just, if you live in a decent environment where it's a low humidity and low heat, then the pemmican stays good for like 20 years.
So not in the
yeah.
South.
So not in the
just,
South. No,
just
it's
rub
gonna
it, rub
be
it
a
in the
little bit
Southerners'
shorter in the South.
faces. Thanks, much appreciated.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what it is. But yeah, if you refrigerate it, and as long as you make sure that whatever you're using to scoop the tallow out is a clean instrument, not oh, I wiped it off, it's clean. It's been washed with soap, underwater clean.
Yeah, it's sterilized.
Then I mean, not you don't have to go that far, but as long as it's not just previously used clean, then
I licked it clean.
bachelor
It's fine.
Yeah, as long as it's not bachelor clean, yeah, the tallow will last for like super long, and you don't really use much. Like a half a tablespoonful is enough to fill the bottom of my pan with a layer for like 2 eggs. So, you know, yeah, it's
I'll have
pretty
to
good.
experiment.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That I haven't needed to buy. I probably shouldn't be using it still, but I mean, I bought that tallow 3 years ago, and it hasn't started to yellow. I assume because I keep using each layer before it actually goes bad.
Yeah, that might do it.
So you're not just digging a hole, you go layer by layer.
Yeah, I usually benefits of being autistic. Yeah. So it's been good. It's been good. But congratulations everyone. You successfully distracted me from reading any fan fiction tonight besides that one fan fiction we all laughed at, and we went on massive tangents, and they were all good tangents, and I'm sure everyone learned something somewhere somehow. And you know what? Honestly, I think we're going to come back to the section I have up here because I think a Guilty Gear Ruby crossover is too good to not make Max suffer from.
I mean, if you want, I've got a crack pick of Walter White and Jesse Pinkman making meth for the Neon Genesis Evangelion.
No, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. Because I don't really care about Neon Genesis, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was going through just someone's fucking favorite stories, and I found that.
Right. Yeah, it's been linked around before, and I've seen it before. But yeah. So anyway, we'll see everyone on Tuesday because there's always more, and it always